to hide.
Hello, 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 world. All you sexy people out there, it's me, your boy Matt, and your boy Connor, ESCunited, your favorite Eurovision channel. And we're here to talk about what, Connor?
Eurovision semifinal 1, dress rehearsal 1. We've made it.
We made it. Well, not yet. The show is just about to start. We haven't made it through
Close
the show
enough.
But we are all super excited, and we'll take you through this whole process as detailed as humanly possible. And I know we have a team on site inside the arena as well, although we had a little hiccup there, Connor, right?
Yeah, apparently. So I literally just woke up at approximately 30 minutes ago. And so whenever there's like a stack of 40 to 45 notifications in that group chat, I just assume that something's happening. And I pull it up to, we're being evacuated. We don't know what's going on. And I'm like, that like common GIF meme of like the dog sitting at the coffee table and everything's on fire. That was an appropriate description of what I opened up the chat to. But it's fine. They all got their. Roy and Melanie took scooters. Is that right?
Yes, yes, so they took scooters to the arena from, the train station they had to get out of. However, they are now late, meaning they did not get there in time to get inside the arena because there's like this one group that brings them in. So I hope that they will let them in somewhere, because this is, a security issue that comes, a safety situation, and hopefully they will be accommodating because it was completely out of their control and it's a city thing, so hopefully they'll be accommodating. If not, I will race HELL. But but we have definitely a few people in there already in the arena, so we'll have coverage. So those who don't know how it works, Connor and I will guide you through the first dress rehearsal of the show, which will start shortly. And in like 10 minutes or so, they said that's at 3:45 local time. So we cannot share any sound or any visuals, audio, and video. That's what I'm looking for. And so we'll have to be as descriptive as humanly possible. We give you from the beginning, the opening act, how the artists are performing and all of that stuff, as well as the interval acts. And the most important part, you know what the most important part is, Connor?
The fake voting?
Yes, thank you. You learned. I taught you well because that's all we care about. So we want to know who the fake qualifiers are. Keep in mind today is the first dress rehearsal, so people, meaning people, the artists, may not give 100% vocally because they don't want to ruin their voices. Tonight may be a little different because we're gonna have, even though we don't have juries voting per se, in we still have backup juries, and then like the whole San Marino situation, all of that stuff. So they will still give most likely 100% tonight. Do you remember a performance over the last couple of years or so, Connor, where you could tell someone was holding back vocally to not ruin their voices? You remember like a specific participant, and then they just did it all on the night?
Well, I distinctly remember us thinking that was what was happening with Roxanne
Oh, well, yeah.
in Rotterdam. And of course, we all know that that's unfortunately was not the case. It just was, that performance was that way. Gosh, I can't think of anyone like specific. I should say, I can't think of anyone specific where it was so noticeable that like, okay, we're giving 10, 20, maybe 30% in this rehearsal. We have seen, however, a lot of artists, usually what I remember is depending upon what time their call was this morning, they may not be in full makeup, they may not be in full hair, they may not be in their actual stage outfit. We see this a lot on Dress Rehearsal 3 as well.
Yes, it's even worse probably there.
It's not necessarily the biggest deal to have your hair completely straightened or, done in fancy ways, because that's what matters tonight, not right now.
Exactly. So you need to be back tonight to get a better idea of like the perfect performances, if you will. The one that always stands out to me was Kate Miller-Heidke in Australia 2019, when she hit that really big note, the operatic part during the first and third verse. She went down, right? So you didn't want to like strain her voice too much. And as you can tell, or you remember during the actual show, she was like, whoa, so.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. And there, I could see France holding back, or Italy even, the a cappella pieces. So if that were to be the case, do not freak. It is just for artists to save their vocals. So we're just going to get an idea on how this is going to pan out.
I would be surprised if it was France. Someone on Twitter had shared a meme that, like, at this point, I think that Slimane could be singing like outside the arena, down the street, and they'd still be able to pick him up on the microphone. So
yeah,
I think he has the vocal capacity to just run through it and be fine.
He does have the vocal capacity, but if you strain your voice just a little bit too much, then they drink tea like the Celine Dion's of the world. They don't even talk before performances, right? Well, right now she's sick, but you get my point. Like when she was like performing, she always just drinking her specific tea and all that stuff. I'm not saying they should do the same thing, but and if someone makes the decision to kind of sing lower or softly, don't freak out. That's the point. People are asking in the chat as well when the rehearsal starts. According to the schedule, it's supposed to start in 6 minutes at 3:45 Central European time. Now, keep in mind, it's a rehearsal. It may be delayed, so it may be a few minutes late. And I just realized my link didn't come up, so I got to go back in here while I'm just doing that.
Someone mentioned, Patrick, I'll address your question. Why does it matter tonight there's no juries? That is true, there are no juries, but it is a live audience. So that is why it matters. It is a official run of the show, and you want to look your best because one, social media, two, that's kind of your first run of the show with a live audience in it, and then just number three, you've had enough time, but you should be able to be ready. But that's why I give leniency during this rehearsal, because I'm like, I get it, it's 2 p.m. The turquoise carpet for what it was yesterday. They've been partying. we'll give them a break. It's like I'll give
Yeah.
them a break on Friday too for the first dress rehearsal. Like, I'm surprised they even show up to that.
I know, right? We are waiting in the online press room for the show to start. Connor, let me know if it starts, because this is the first time we're doing it this year, and I think I'm in the main room, and I think that's good enough. But if let me know if it comes up on your end or so, and it's not, then that way I can make sure that we're both getting in there. And keep in mind, the live show, I think, is only 2 hours, right? The semifinal 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that usually. And this is scheduled for like 2 hours and 45 minutes, this rehearsal, because there will be delays setting up staging in between interval acts, because this is what? A rehearsal. So keep that in mind as well. Connor, who are you really paying attention to? Not your favorite song, but really, like, I want to see the whole thing. This is like the biggest like question mark, uncertainty for me. What country comes to mind?
Gosh, I don't know. Semi 1 is a little wonky for me, just because like I think all of my favorites, just in terms of not necessarily like, oh my gosh, I hope this does well, those kinds of favorites, but more so just like the stagings that I've seen are in semi 2. I guess in terms of semifinal 1, I am interested to see the full performance for Slovenia, just because I think the tail end of that snippet isn't the most impressionable in comparison to what I was expecting from from the music video and the high concept art and everything like that. So I'm interested to see what that looks like. I am interested for Ukraine as well as I guess Cyprus as well. I think Cyprus's clip is a little misleading, I guess, because it
Yeah.
seems extremely low energy because I was watching them again yesterday, like to kind of prep. And it comes off frantic, but also without energy in the dance break. So I'm curious as to what the rest of the other sides of the performance looks like, or if that was just, hey, we got to get a clip out. So this was the best clip that we could find out of this rehearsal. So we'll put that out and we'll continue working on it. Everything else, though, with the exception of Poland is going to be interesting to see how all of this ties together. Pretty much everything else is either a version of what we've seen already, or pretty straightforward from the rehearsals and the clips. We kind of get what's happening.
So, and according to this, we have 2 minutes left before it starts, but my guess is going to be a little longer, but we shall see. As always, if you have questions, and we can catch them when possible, Jim is asking, we'll do that at ESCunited. It's going to be a lot of talking on our end, because, it's like performance, postcard, we're trying to keep you updated. Is channel performance not also recorded to have it as a backup in the event of technical failure on the night of the contest? I think so. Usually they record the ones for during COVID, it was a little different. I think they recorded the last performance of the first restaurant. No, they did actually record, for instance, Iceland, that we had in 21, the situation. They actually had the third and final run through of the individual rehearsal recorded. They weren't even doing any of the dress rehearsals. So I don't know. They didn't really communicate which one they're going to record. Correct, Connor? I don't think we know for sure, but I would assume they've done something similar.
Yeah, I think if I remember the whole process correctly, they retained a copy of the latest run. So, for example, if they had, in the event of Dottie Frere, for example, tested positive for COVID before the, I don't exactly remember, because that whole week was a blur at 2 a.m.
I know, right?
US time for me, but I think that he had tested positive before the first dress rehearsal.
Correct.
And so the last copy that they had retained was that second rehearsal. Now, if something were to happen, my guess would be is that if they made it to the first dress rehearsal but missed the second, they would use the first dress rehearsal. They're probably constantly retaining a copy of the latest thing. However, I think that we are at that kind of point where unless something extreme happens, I think we're past that point where like the fallback is just use a recorded copy. I think it's going to be that artist is going to be expected with perhaps accommodation, or they may bump them in the running order, or they may do a second run or something like that. That they're going to perform again, like we saw with Junior Eurovision. I think it was like a year ago, where the UK was sick, Ireland was sick.
Yeah, I'm
like,
sorry
all
to
these
interrupt real quick,
delegations were
Connor.
sick.
Sorry to interrupt. I see a clip starting in the press center. You may have to click on the link on the right. And has like all these codes, QR scan codes on it to make sure nobody shares the information.
Lordy.
So yep, we're in the arena. So we see the show starting. We just saw an opening clip of all the artists doing their own little selfie videos, TikTok videos as the intro, which probably is just a little bit of a wink at the postcards that are about to come. And by the way, what we'll do is we'll share what we get from inside the arena on our Twitter account and Instagram, and I'll share as much as possible throughout this as well on screen here. So you get that also on here. You don't have to leave. So did you get it, Connor?
I did. I love to explain these QR codes real fast. Everyone has a QR code that's on the screen, and they do this because every year there's been a problem where someone has leaked a stream or a copy or has recorded. And so all of these are personalized watermarks, so they can track back to who is the one that's leaking.
Yes,
so,
good for them.
By the way, there's not a lot of information that's going to be coming out of this.
So we have Eleni Ferreira singing Fuego. That's the first part, with two dancers in the back. And it says Eleni Ferreira, Cyprus 2018 in the corner. It even has my name and my code number, all of that on screen. So they are trying to really take care of it.
Oh, and it's also different choreography.
It's different choreography from the show for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it has the same vibe.
Referential.
It has the same kind of energy. Oh,
yeah, and
usually only had 2 dancers. Now they're like 10 or so.
Yeah.
And yes, we're getting some Fuego on stage as well.
Oh, and good. She's added a dance break to the song.
Yeah.
Of course.
And she had a dance break in 2018 as well, kind of, but it was a little different.
Yeah, but it's like a folk break dance, or not break dance, a folk dance break now.
Somebody said the sound's a little wonky. Can you let me know if it's better or if we need to reboot real quick? Oh, they're doing like the handkerchief swirl as well, like something like orangey one. Kind of like what Greece is doing. And the live stream froze for me. You got to talk, Connor.
All right. So now we're on. God, I'm really bad at my interval acts. This is popular. It's Eric Sade. Eric Sade, yes. So he's on stage and he breaks a sugar glass screen. You've got your LED lines in the back there. There's really anything crazy here.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh my camera maybe, but saying it's my microphone. Let me unplug the cable and see if that helps.
And then let's describe this. So we have a little bit of a new remix of Popular. So it's a little bit more of a dance number, if you could even bring this to more dance. But in all black, the dancers are wearing black visors.
Can you hear me?
All right. Yep, I can.
Okay. Okay, so we got our popular session done. And if I'm not mistaken, Chanel is next, right?
Yes.
Oh, there she comes.
And she's in all blue. It's giving me if the Jetsons did like Latin ballroom.
Yeah. Dancer's also wearing all black. She's wearing blue. And she looks fabulous. Do you think they're all gonna perform together at the end, or is it just gonna be like their own thing?
I honestly have no idea. It would not shock me if there's a medley or something at the end.
Okay. No, I think maybe some more. Uh, 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 uh. Yeah, it's just basically a, inspired by their national final performances a little bit. The Eurovision performances, but with a twist, I guess, if you will. So let me see what's going on here. If we have any updates already from inside the arena. Right now, it's just still Chanel performing. Is it live or is it recorded? Their vocals? Do you know? Can you tell?
I would assume live. I mean, Chanel's really great, but she's doing a lot of dubbing, or not dubbing, improv on her vocal. So I'd be surprised to see her or to learn that she's doing all of that
Yeah.
recorded. But
Oh,
the
yeah.
other two, it would not surprise me if they were not live.
They were all standing there together after the song, but they were not performing together. So they're only going to perform their part, and then they move on to the actual show.
I mean, it's a really nice touch to bring back, former artists and stuff like that. I guess to me, it's a little weird because there's not a lot of cohesion between that and then going into the reveal of the hosts. But
You can see some pictures from, as I said, on our ESCunited Twitter. We'll give you updates as well. So far, I only have Eric Sade's pictures.
Petra.
Okay, Petra's wearing like a borderline orange. Yeah, it's orange suit.
Yeah, they match the official colors.
Oh yeah, pink and orange.
Pink and orange.
Oh, she made a joke. It's like, even I voted for Finland. That's funny.
This is my favorite part of the dress rehearsals is that they'll obviously test the cameras for like the arena and crowd shots, but all of them just being empty. It's like, how are you feeling out there? And they'll like cut away to the empty crowd. And I'm just like, and they're all the press people.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of vote for themselves. Yeah. So, they're putting a QR code on there so you can download the Eurovision app. We're in the year 2024 now. Okay, there's an awkward pause.
Rehearsal.
I think their screen is not working. Their script. So they're just like...
Yeah, they're ad-libbing.
Yeah, there's no teleprompter. That's what they were saying.
Yeah, this is exactly what we saw in the dress rehearsal for the grand final. Is they had some issues as well with the teleprompter, and so we watched a lot of this happen.
They're like, it's coming any moment now. The teleprompter is almost here. Nothing to worry about. It happens all the time. Stand by camera 4, they're saying.
Oh, they're restarting.
Oh, they're restarting. And I wouldn't worry about this. People are freaking out already. I see online. I'm like, this is a very normal thing, especially the first one. So, I would not worry about this at all.
For a second, I think Petra forgot her name.
I'm like, Petra's always under so much pressure, like, to perform because we all think, like, she has, like, she's the queen of hosting and, people have certain expectations. So hopefully, she'll, make everyone very proud, although
Mhm.
I'm not too worried.
Oh, there's our first ABBA joke. Mamma Mia, here we go again.
Oh, you're, like, 3 seconds ahead of me. So,
Well, get on my level.
I know, right? Like, mine, like, you spoiled that joke for me, Connor. No, I'm
It's
not
'cause
laughing.
it's 'cause I'm closer to Malmo, that's why.
That's exactly what it is. So, and I know people ask questions a lot in the chat, but I'm jumping back between the live stream, talking with Connor, as well as checking social media. So I can share pictures and updates and all of that stuff with you. There's a few more pictures of Chanel. So let me share those with you as well. So you can see right now it's just the hosts talking. So you can see Chanel being held up in the air.
I'm not 100%
Oh,
sure
she's
what
talking about
that.
his sex life.
Yeah,
I mean, that was
I don't know what that joke was, but something about my sex life, it's great to be back here.
oh, because maybe it's time to grab a towel and come together, kind of thing. I don't know, but maybe
Perhaps, I don't know.
there you go. You can see Chanel, one of the three opening acts. Again, Chanel, Eleni Ferreira, and Eric Sade are the opening acts singing their Eurovision songs, or like a 2-minute version of it, or something like that, a slightly shortened version of it. So people are asking, yes, they're going to be in the same order to tomorrow as they are in this dress rehearsal, because that's one of the things they're rehearsing. Oh, now they're showing us the not the scoreboard, but the screen of all the countries. It's very flickery on my part. Maybe it's just my screen. Is it flickering on your end as well? Can you look at the screen right now?
The screen? No. My
No, okay,
screen's
then it's just
normal.
mine right now. I think with all the software I'm running, it's like my system's like, you're pushing it, Matt. You're pushing it. So they're repeating. You can vote up to 20 times, and that the voting will open at the beginning of the show. So they're just giving the new rules. You've seen all of this before in prior years. It's just a standard introduction. Malmö, are you ready? Then the three people in the audience, which is only the press, are screaming. Song contest. That means we're getting just about the first postcard. So everyone get ready. We're trying to give, because it's supposed to be
Oh,
very green.
this is like a callback to Austria.
Oh, you see Sweden lights jumping from Malmö all the way to Cyprus. So you see like a blue light jumping all over the continent. Oh, and then we see Cyprus 1997 clip. So they're going to go back in time. And then 2012, Aramu La La La. So just showing some, history of the contest. And then we see her holding like a camera spinning around somewhere in Cyprus in circles. And lots of little like flavors of Cyprus, streets,
Mhm.
buildings, the local cuisine, I think. And then just little like windows popping up left and right. Oh, and then she says SILIA KAPSIS. Like now she's probably recorded this when she was here in Malmö on a big screen just spinning around. So that's about it, right? So we just see some prior hits from Cyprus and then some clips from the city or like from Cyprus.
I'll be right back.
Oh,
I'm gonna go grab my breakfast.
yeah, okay. So I see Cyprus start with an overhead shot as well. She's wearing a white top now and white pants, very glittery. So in the beginning, the first verse, the camera's really close on her and it's super dark in the back. 4 dancers pop up behind her now. From the beginning right now, I see it's very green. The color staging is green. You see a lot of splashes on the floor, on the screen, everywhere. Some people asking, is it better? I don't remember, but it's glittery white, like a white bra top looking thing. Not bra, but top, and then white pants. A little glitter to it. Oh, it's so dark. Ooh, it's very dark. You see a lot of flashing dark lights. And now the first chorus, it's basically the same colors that you saw in the YouTube clip. They're sticking to that color scheme. And then they're dancing and lots of, yeah. It's very like what you saw in the clip. I think that's the entire energy of the staging. The same colors, the same darkness, and then I was always saying, like, I was thinking that's gonna be brighter, but then they have, like, this light, yeah, there's, like, almost like smoke effects on the screen, these lights in the back, a little smoke stuff, but it's very, very dark. We get some overhead shots where she's spinning around, and then the lights spin around her as well. It's a very interesting backdrop, but continues to stay this dark. No special effects on screen or anything. It's all just about the backdrop and them dancing. Ooh. Get through. Yeah, it's so dark, sometimes you can't even see her, but it's a cool fact, like, she does like this, and then on the backdrop, you see, like, a swirly, like, thing on this backdrop kinda doing what she's doing with her hand. So it's a very you can make a case distracting backdrop, but it adds a lot. Now we're, I think, in the dance break. That is the clip that you saw. Yeah. In terms of vocals, people, I wanted to let you know, it sounds good to me from what I'm hearing, but she's getting a lot of backtrack support, but it is not distracting. Hang on. She's singing very softly at some point when she has, like, her solo almost. Oh, my camera is moving further and further over. Um Now, at the very end, it turns red, the stage, actually. At the very end, like, the last chorus or parts of the last chorus, it turns super red, and people are asking Connor's camera's not working. He went away for just a moment to, grab his breakfast, so he'll be back in a minute. So in the meantime, I was gonna put myself on camera. I'm the star of the show, y'all. Now we're seeing the light traveling again from Malmö, this time to Serbia, the next country to rehearse. We get the first clip of Moldova, 2007. Then we're moving to Constructor, 2002, clapping. And then we're moving on to Taya. She is in Serbia right now playing a piano. And then you see all these little shots next to her of Serbia and the beauty of the country and just everyday life. Her going through a market. We see flowers. We see a lake. So it's just very, as I say, green, like the nature and the beauty of each country highlighted next to her while she's walking through Serbia. And then at the very end, you see her again spinning around and you see her name on screen. And she's doing like, like slow-mo. No pun intended there, on screen. So let's see here. Serbia's staging. Oh, it starts at the top, like, and we going through like clouds. Like you're far away through like the sky, and you like on a plane, you're going slowly towards her. And then when she starts singing, she is like right. Oh, there's a lot of smoke. I'm almost tempted to say that's too much smoke. I think the intent is to barely see her. So on the screen, I just see dark smoke, and I don't know where she's at. Oh, you can barely see her. They need to bring that back. Oh, scale that back, my friends. And keep in mind, I can't describe everything. There's too much happening, but we'll have another show tonight. We're going to go for more details. So I'll be back for that. I'm also have to share. Oh, I almost shared this. Oh, the wrong screen here. This is Cyprus. Yeah, so I'm looking at this, and it's so dark as well. Let me bring in Connor back in. Hey, Connor. All right, he's eating on
Hello.
the side. Do you want me to let you
Yep.
eat for a second?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
My stream is frozen, so I had to go grab my laptop.
Oh,
too.
okay.
I'm trying to see if I can duplicate that.
So for tonight, by the way, people are asking, we'll be on. The show starts at 9 p.m., so I'll be back for that. So I was just saying with Serbia, it was very smoky in the beginning. Now we get a lot of it's dark, and you just see like almost like these flashy white lights on her while she's doing that. Ooh. Lots of flashing, lots of lights, and it's very dark, the staging. Just going on the floor now. There's still too many white shots, according to my taste, but that is just me. But they have more close-ups as well, so I wouldn't worry about
There
that.
we go.
But the problem is, you know, we're having she looks so abandoned on stage when they have these so many wide shots there. I'm not a fan of the camera work. Oh, and this one actually, the camera's way too high. You can only see the top part of her body. Is it me or being too picky? You see that?
I've only caught a couple of them, but I do remember that Serbia has not been happy with how everything is coming together, not from a them piece, but from a technical standpoint. I do remember that the smoke was an issue, I think, on rehearsal 2 as well.
Yeah, there's a really pretty final shot with a purple flower grows on screen right behind her in the LED screen. It's really pretty. The stream, again, seems to be very choppy for a lot of people. You had issue 2, and now I had a quick issue that I keep freezing. Hopefully that gets better.
It's working great if you just pull up another PC, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I feel like, but then I don't know how to listen to that, you know. I have to do both.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I'm waiting on my earbuds to charge.
I could bring it up on my iPad, but then I cannot hear the sound, you know, because then it would pick up from the microphone. So we'll see how it goes. So let me see if I wouldn't say it's like I was hoping a little bit more like intimacy from Serbia right now in terms of staging. So I cannot say it was like what I was hoping for, but it wasn't horrible.
Well, that's the thing about, you know, with Teodora is like we know that she can sing. Like, so her vocal is not my concern. It's just they need to tighten that up.
Yeah. I need you to describe the next room right now, the next performance, because mine's not loading again.
It be a pretty well-oiled machine at this point.
Oh, here we go. Now it's. I have to refresh quite a bit for it to work. I didn't see the postcard for Lithuania, unfortunately. This sounds good. So Lithuania, there's not much to explain. It probably looks what you expect it to look like, I think. You know what it looks like, the outfits, the backup dancers. It's just red and black the entire time so far. It sounds good, right, Connor? Is there anything else you're observing? The camera shots look like pretty good here. They're pretty close up for the most part, or like surrounding him. Quick edits too. Oh, they have like a little shutdown effect, like you're closing your eyes. And then it turns blue, and you see like a blue planet in the back. Oh, and then his face on there, yeah, twice, singing to the circle. What do you think, Connor?
I mean, I think I put this in the rehearsal article. Like, it's essentially the Lithuanian national final. It's just take that and blow it up, you know, 20%, and you're seeing almost the exact same images, camera angles, lighting elements. It's just bigger. As Michael Rice would say, it's bigger than us. It's bigger than you and me.
Yeah.
But no, it's just a lot sleeker. The only thing that I'm noticing that's different is that there are LED floor designs, which obviously was not there for the Lithuanian national final. And so that's why I say it's bigger, is that it used to just be all on the screen, and now it's like a whole, like the stripes and everything like that. It's a full experience now.
Yeah. I will say, just from a general observation, I feel Lithuania is the most polished, visually most appealing one out of the 3 so far. So I feel like this one looks ready for Eurovision to me. Like they can stop now. I'm not saying them to stop. I'm just saying that.
Just get off stage right now.
Get off stage. Shush. Off you go. No, it's like it looks really good. Oh, that's a really cool last effect. Like they have another zoom in from above with like spinning. It has lots of energy. It's very red. We all knew that, with a little bit of blue at some point, and it's just kind of trying to resemble the energy of the song. And I think this was a good performance. So now there's a slight delay. No, not that long, just very tiny. And now we see the light from Malmo going to Ireland. Oh my God, Connor, we're getting Ireland now.
I'm excited. I'm also really confused because I'm getting...
Johnny Logan is on there right now. And then we go into Jedward. So they show us 2 performances. Johnny Logan, Hold Me Now, and then Jedward, Lipstick. And then we see BAMBIE somewhere in Ireland. Of course, I don't know Ireland well enough to say. She's in some old ruin. And then you see all the prettiness around it. They're going with a very gothic look of Ireland, of course, to match her personality.
Mm-hmm.
Like all like ruins, like their version of Stonehenge almost. Oh, and then that shot is that's a nice shot when she like has her introduction, like when all the artists come up with a name. Oh, she has said again. They. I'll get by the end of Eurovision. I have it. I trust you. Okay, here's Ireland. We know the first 30 seconds.
Now I've got an ear in.
Okay, I was like, all right, let's see. We get that really cool shot that we saw on YouTube, right?
I just love that light effect of how they do.
I know you're living a lie. That's the part I'm at right now. And this part we all know. Oh, and she still has that thing on her, you know, the tattoo on her eye. You know which one that is.
Yes, that one.
Oh, now we go into that folky pop part of the song. That's when the dancer pops up with his horns.
Which is such a better version than what they did in the actual selection.
Yes. And the blues, there's like this little half circle around the... Oh. And now it's just up, she's like this. And you see above, and the candles still not on. Oh, and now she's turning all the lights on. And she's pointing at them.
Oh, good. We have the satanic circle.
Yeah, satanic circle. Oh, this is good.
This is much sleeker than what we saw in the selection, which makes me mad because we could have had this.
I know. But
from the beginning.
They won. It doesn't matter. She had like puts a hand around the dancer when she says "die." No, and now during the second chorus, she's interacting with. They are interacting with the dancer.
Very ballerina.
Yeah. Inside the circle still. She sounds good. And they are dancing quite a bit. That's not easy to keep your control over the voice.
Yeah, she's got a lot of core going on. Or they have a lot of core.
I know we were trying.
Oh, and they have an outfit reveal.
Oh yeah, what was that? I just looked away for 2 seconds. Not even 2 seconds.
They are now wearing like a metallic strap kind of dress, but it's in the trans flag colors.
And now this is where the candles go up. Oh, and you have a really cool upper shot where they both hold up their hands like, yeah, the outfit change was pretty effective, actually. Oh, this is cool. It's all red now.
Oh, and they have all the runes projected on the back.
Oh, and now you see the candle still up in the air, floating above them. Ooh, and this is like the loud part. Lots of like flashy blue lights. Oh, this is cool. Now the screen comes in. It's like they're like doing an exorcism, like to this dancer. And then the dancer drops to the floor, and they just keep screaming, fire flames everywhere. They're going crazy, and he's choking. Oh my God! And crown the witch at the very end.
Well, that explains her tagline from yesterday.
Oh, that was a lot. That was dramatic, wasn't it? At the very end.
That's a lot. I will say I think that tail end of the breakdown maybe doesn't hit as hard as maybe they think it does. It's not bad by any means necessary. I think that it just needs a live audience because I think she was holding back a little bit.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
I think when she gets an audience, she's going to go, they are going to go berserk.
Yeah. And the other host, what's her name again? Not Petra. What's her? I keep forgetting her name.
Malin.
Yes, she just also advised that this is the first non-binary artist ever at Eurovision. So Nemo's like, that's close. So yeah, but other than that, that was enjoyment. And I know lots of people in the chat have so many questions. I apologize for not getting all of them because there's so much going on. This is the first time us watching this as well, so we're trying to absorb it. But we'll be back tonight, maybe have a little bit more time to discuss the details with you all. But if you have questions, put them in there at ESCunited. I'll try to catch them. There's a break now after this, by the way. Oh, David. David is on screen.
Oh, hey, it's Dave.
From ESCunited. So Petra's talking to our David from ESCunited. Not talking, like standing behind him.
It's because they're besties. They know each other.
Yeah, Petra and David. There's David taking pictures behind Petra. And of course, all the other people, press people, trying to push him away so they can be in the shot. And he's like,
he's unbothered.
Not gonna happen. Thank you so much for that super chat. My yearly little donation. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. It's really, really appreciated. So Petra said she decided to want to learn every single of these songs. Hello, random fans. No, she's giving the microphone to somebody that works there, probably.
Okay, another one.
That was funny. She asked, like, I know all of the songs. Give me one. And she's like, Slovakia 98. And she's like, give me another one. And then what was the second one she asked?
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. Like, they gave her 2 songs to guess what they were, and she couldn't get it. So she's trying to work her way out of it. So this is where we're going to have the first break after Ireland, which is probably good for Ireland, right? People still need to recover after that performance. It's like, whoo, I need another drink.
Yeah, and they probably have to get the UK on.
Slightly elaborate, so I got to refresh again. At least it's froze now here. So you describe right now until my screen refreshes.
Yeah, we're mentioning about 90 different countries. I think it's something about that there are supposed to be people from 90 different countries, or maybe tickets were bought. I'm not 100. I missed a piece of it.
Yeah.
It'd be really nice if we had subtitles. I'm just saying. But now we're back on stage. It's Petra and the second host. And they're mentioning that this is the first time that we're going to be able to see the Big Five and host country performed live during the semifinal. And so they're introducing the UK now and reminding you that you cannot vote for the entry. They have already qualified.
Yeah. So now they're introducing Oliver from the UK. Oliver. Well, probably his name. Ollie from the UK with Dizzy.
And we're going to Puppet on a String.
Puppet on a String from 1967, the first win for the UK. And then off to 22, Sam Ryder.
Wow.
That's a jump.
A massive jump.
And there's Ollie. Again, if you're just joining, he's like in London, I would assume, somewhere, smelling flowers, and then in a bathing suit, trying to jump into a pool.
Take a polar plunge.
Yeah. And then you just see a lot of UK stuff, but it's very short, these clips. There's not much happening. You just like, Ollie somewhere in the UK with pictures of the UK, and then that's basically it.
He was wearing his Dizzy boxers underneath his pants.
Oh.
I don't know if you caught that.
I did not. You need to describe again. Mine. I'm going to bring up on a different screen as well.
Sure. Yeah. So they are on stage now, and there is a pan cut. So going from black, panning up. And he is, it looks like upside down, just with the camera work and everything. And we're zooming out and seeing all of the other dancers there in the shot with the shower. He is on the quote unquote ceiling. 2 of them are in the corners, or actually all 4 of them are in the corners. and he's just interacting one-on-one with some of the dancers here. And then there's that camera jump that we've seen in the clip where it kind of looks like it's spinning or tilting. That poor dancer is still up there on that wall. There he goes. He's down now. And they fall down basically. Which is actually a really neat effect. Like that they're when the camera tilts, they're all quote unquote falling down the set.
Yeah, I can see it now a little bit. So yeah, he's just oh, so much upside down stuff. I don't know if I like that.
It's a lot of literal dizzy.
His vocal, I'm not going to be too picky, but I'm not a fan of the way he sings it right now. It's a little shaky. Or was it just me?
Well, it's just that he's under pitch is what's
Yeah,
happening.
that's
So
what it is.
he's just not getting all the way up to that actual tone. And that's part of that. It's just the choreography. He's probably not a choreography performer.
Yeah.
It's not bad by any means necessary. Like, it's just if you have an ear for music, you'll hear that he's a little shaky and a little undertone.
Okay,
But like here, he's fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to my screen because it's just not working well.
And he has left the box. That was
keep it time because mine is silver. I'm gonna go back to my computer because it's even worse on my iPad.
He had a little bit of a Mae Muller moment where he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go for this high note," and it's very open and very unsupported, but not as bad as Mae Muller's high note. But now they've left the box, so for the last like 30 seconds, they leave the box and go in front of it, and there's just a bunch of like spiraling LEDs on the floor and stuff like that, and then they end with a giant circle on the floor, and all the dancers are like splayed out around him. It's a lot. I don't necessarily think it's bad. I just think that, it's kind of like Marie Kondo, like, or not Marie Kondo, to take one thing off before you leave the house kind of concept. I think maybe that's what this staging needed was, okay, let's take one thing out of this element. It's a lot.
So I saw parts of it, by the way. I'm back now. I just saw Ukraine 21 as one of the clips in Ukraine. What was the first song they played? Did you notice?
Did I notice? I did not notice. No.
Okay, we'll have another show now. So I'm back now. I even got to know, it's like, it feels like your website, you're taking a lot of energy from my website or something. And I'm like, sorry. And they're like, zoom out a little. I'm like, okay, I'll zoom out. Okay. Like, rude. So I'll have to watch the UK again. Of course, it was. Oh, that's a nice opening shot. It opens like a little alley, orange brownie alley where you see Jerry standing. He's wearing like a Red Riding Hood cape kind of thing, but except it's orange.
Well, it's actually like it's like a tan color.
Oh yeah, I'm right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really nice shot. There's like blue water or like liquids like floating on the floor.
Yeah.
As she walks, the water flows with her or around her.
This has also got a little bit of a boost in the vocal.
Yeah. Oh, and now it's an up shot again, and like the water is swirling around her.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love this juxtaposition of the orange and the blues.
Ugh. Sick and tired of the freezing here.
And so now she's walking upstage. So this is the shot that we've seen where she has that like cliff.
Yeah. I thought that was the end shot actually, but it's not. It's like earlier on.
Yeah. And then she's got that LED, the fire falling. So as I figured, this is the end of the first verse before we go into the rap section, which, if we remember from rehearsal videos or photos correctly, flips to an orange and or a white and black juxtaposition for Aliona. And here
And then
she
the
is.
rapper comes in like in black and like there's flashing lights, and then the stage starts like black and gray, and they're like people walking on the LED screen behind her. And
Oh,
on
I like
this,
that. There's some shaking effects of like at the base, like boom. I like that a lot. It's really subtle. And there's like people that are walking in the LEDs. This is done well. I was worried that they were going to try and do too much with the rap section.
Yeah.
But it's very simple and effective.
What I like, oh, and then she shows up on the LED screen, huge. Wow. It's like she looks like a goddess singing on the LED screen.
Oh, wow.
And then she pops up. Wow, that was a really cool moment. Wow.
I mean, it's not like, I will say this, it's nothing groundbreaking,
No.
but it's done really well and just being effective.
Yeah, that's what it's implemented effectively. That's exactly what it is. But the little like LED screen effect was so cool. Oh no! Look at that shot. How cool is that?
Oh, wow.
That's like you see them from above, and the floor, LED floor, is like those two women, and they're like dozens of women that they're all kind of just together,
Yeah,
like
they just
lying on the
melt
floor.
into.
Yes,
basically.
that was an amazing shot. That was beautiful. That was so well done, y'all. I am mighty impressed.
That was actually really good. I mean, out of the staging to exceed, keeping in mind that I missed Serbia and Cyprus, so I can't really talk about them. But like that and Ireland have been the two probably most significant performances.
So you can see a little bit. And Poland has, of course, 1994 clip playing from, the first entry and their best result, and then switching to Donatan and Cleo from 2014. That's a choice.
Family friendly 2014.
Yep. And now I didn't have as much time to share some of the pictures because of some of the technical difficulties I was experiencing, but I'm trying. So I also I'm just showing a few clips on camera. So we
Luna plays chess in her opening postcard, of course.
I mean, they go all in on that theme.
Yeah, she really loves chess.
All right, let's see what we can describe here. Poland.
This one I got. I've like
All
dissected this on the website, I feel like.
So we got that shot of the two towers, the two rooks, and she's standing behind it. She's wearing that outfit, the red pointy shoulders thing. Oh.
It just rips right off. You hear that Velcro.
Yeah. Was the vocals off like the harmonies there? It doesn't sound right to me. This was why the clothes are being ripped off more.
She's not as bad as she was in rehearsal.
No, the chorus is better. I think they brought up the backup vocalist a bit more.
They sure did. Yep.
And there she's on the horse.
Yeah, so she's laying. This is the shot where she's laying on the floor, and there's a LED red horse on the screen. I still don't understand the background versus the chess. Like, I get that she loves the moon, but like
she's almost like breathy, like that's how these things the verses.
Well, she struggles to do the choreography and sing. But it doesn't sound bad this time.
No, it doesn't sound bad. We're just providing context.
Yeah. And now she's dancing on the right side with the white dancer. And they're like, they stay to their sides, basically. The white and black dancers, they stay on their own side. Now she's back on the floor, and the horse is
back on the horse
the other way.
Yeah. The weird part is because they stay on the dancer for so long, for like 10 seconds almost. It's like, why are we watching at the dancer for so long?
Yeah, so she could lay
Yeah,
down,
she can set
basically.
herself up.
One thing to notice is that the red dancer has not made an appearance yet. So they are not on stage with them the whole time. Until now.
Oh. She's hitting the big note there.
Oh. Yes, she does.
And it broke my stream. That's how high it went. Okay.
Yeah, and we got some pyros happening right now. Or not pyros, but sparkler from the stage. Everything's kind of turning a little red. This is
It's
where
a
we get
lot
this
on the
red
tower
switch.
now. And one of the dancers turns on the other rook. So it's a lot to absorb here.
Yeah.
Right? Jeez. But yeah, for the Tonight Show, I'll try to bring another laptop in here because maybe that'll help with the lag on my end. It works for a while and then I have to refresh. That was a lot. What do you think? The vocals were a choice there. I didn't expect to go that big note in the last chorus.
It's probably one of those things where they're trying to kind of compensate a little bit, where they're like a little nervous about, oh, what happens if, we just miss out? So let's put this in there and I'll make it a showstopper. I do think that it doesn't add a lot to it, just because I would say that this show or this performance is not going to be known for its vocal performance.
Yeah.
But I mean, by and large, it's not. To me, it's not bad by any means. I think it's what hinders it is it comes right after Ukraine.
Yeah, and then right before Croatia.
And right before Croatia. So it's just in this really weird slot. I don't think it's going to like severely hurt her, but it's not as fine-tuned as these two maybe.
Well, we'll have to see Croatia, but I think you're onto something here for sure.
Lots of whites, lots of smoke.
Yeah, you got to describe again because I'm stuck.
Yeah, mine's stuttering.
Maybe it's not just us. It's probably
so the opening of it has the neon, the greens, yellows, or the green, pinks and blues, and then it switches over to white for the beginning of the verse. Again, lots of smoke. I am now frozen as well, so I've got nothing else to describe.
Okay, now it's on. Oh, and froze again. Jeez, that's very frustrating.
But let me see if I can't get it going back up on my actual computer.
Is this frozen too?
Yep.
Okay, so it's clearly something with the live stream that is not working right now. Of course, during Croatia.
There we go. I'm back. Okay. So now we've in the bridge in between the first verse, or sorry, the first chorus and the second chorus, it's blue. And we are back to white. The backing or the dancers are behind him doing the same choreography from the national selection. And now we switch to yellows. So there's a lot of like interplay in those breaks of color versus white. And then it's like progressively getting more chaotic with color. We're seeing the neon colors all start to take over. The main ones being greens and yellows. And we see the whoa choreography there.
Yeah, so we're now getting to the instrumental part. Lots of green here as well. Lots of flames, by the way, the entire time, like smoke. We see the goat. This is the part you've seen in the clip. Again, I missed the first minute and a half, so struggling with a little bit with the live stream.
And they actually, so one thing to note there is that during that breakdown, they actually don't move like they did in the national final. They used to move across the stage and they go back. They're just staying put. They just switch direction. So they're facing forward and they face the side.
There are lots of wide shots again, where they're like all like almost crawling, like they put their hand on their shoulders, but they should be close up with that. I'm not a big fan of the camera work here in many cases. It should be closer. A lot of side.
I mean, but it's also like, you know, a big concert.
Yeah, it's a very big concert
performance.
feel. Lots of colors, lots of smoke. Don't get me wrong, when I say these things, these are nitpicky stuff. The energy is there. It sounds amazing, and especially the end is fantastic with that, you know,
His
movement that
poor
was.
knee is going to be like dead by the end of Eurovision.
Yes.
After he slams at the very end, he does that pose and he like is standing up fully and like in a squat position, and then goes boom down to his knee.
Yeah.
I'd kill my knee.
So now we're getting a break here again after. No, actually, no.
Nope.
Never
Going
mind.
over to Iceland.
Iceland. Yeah, I got a weird freeze again.
Iceland, 1986 with Icy. What a good entry.
A very interesting choice. And then off to 10 years, 21, Dadia.
Hey, listen, Iceland in the 80s is a highly underrated year for them.
Yeah. Year, decade, you mean?
Well, decade, yes, thank you.
And then HERA BJÖRK apparently likes horses because she's in a...
Horses and magma.
Horses and magma. That's all you do in Iceland, right? I read that in a book. So I will go back while they're getting the card. And keep in mind, we're trying to multitask, especially with a slightly choppy live stream.
It looks like we're not ready.
Yeah.
They are stalling.
Yeah, they're showing the audience right now, which is not there.
So I'm guessing her platform didn't make it out. Oh, there she is. Now she's ready.
Iceland. Now we get the thing, yeah.
Someone said HERA built the tower.
I know. She built the tower.
All right. So
I'm showing
Iceland.
Go ahead, describe.
Go ahead.
No, go describe. I'm showing pictures.
Okay. Iceland is just a big laser show, basically. So she's up there on a platform and she's facing, I think she's facing forward. And there are white and orange lasers behind her. The screen is flashing. It's got like an orange hue behind it. And then it brings up the triangle motif and the lasers are all making a frame around it. The only thing is that this song gives you like, I want to get up and dance, you know, but she's just standing there.
But I said it before, like she sings it like she knows she's going to win. And that confidence, I'm like, I've got this. And I find that very endearing and
yeah. It's just very, I made a reference of like, you remember Cascada when they had her sing that like big number, that big pop dance number, and then on a giant platform the whole time? Yeah. It gives me that, where it's like, why would you put this on a platform and then force your artist to come down?
Fair. That's fair.
It's just coming off very flat.
Yeah.
Like again, the song is nice, the vocal is nice, the visuals are nice. It's just very.
Do you think it's the right decision not to have any dancers? I thought for some reason there will be dancers coming out now.
Well, but the thing is that they have dancers on the LED. Like,
yeah,
they
but
like
the
took
silhouettes. Right?
Yeah, they took like the cheap route of, well, let's not bring dancers, but let's have someone dancing in the background. But it's not really doing anything for this song.
Oh, wait, never mind. Now that the bridge comes in, or the gospel-y part, I think there are like 4 people behind her.
Yeah, her backing vocalists are here.
Yeah, that's right. That's where they show up. Are they actually singing?
Yes.
Okay, because it's okay.
My screen is kind of skipping.
I think it's a cool element, but you can barely see them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there they are. Like at the very end, they sing like on the very edge of the stage.
And there's a lot of camera shots that are just going under the stairs, so you're actually not able to see the full LED element.
Now you have little pyros coming out. Lots of laser lights at us as well.
A nice final note there from her. Again, the performance sounds good. She sounds great. She has a lot of really great vocal. It just, it's not like the last time she was here where like it's a party and you want to get up and you want to dance. It's just like,
No.
all right, like that was HERA. That
Yeah.
was pretty
All right.
great.
Yep. Now what's next?
Next song.
You know, that's kind of like how it goes. Yeah. We're getting a little clip. We're having a break now after Iceland. And then they're mentioning that she's representing Iceland after 14 years. I'm listening to her right now. She loves movies. If she can combine movies and Eurovision music.
Danger.
So she's adding Eurovision music to some classics.
Classic Swedish films, I think she said.
Who knows? Oh, that's like an old like
Who are you?
Island movie clip.
I am death.
And they're playing arcade.
Yes.
Who are you? I am death. Are you coming for
will
me?
you? Why they said, "Will you play chess with me?" Why did they not play Build a Tower?
But they're playing arcade.
Oh, I'm the one who builds a tower.
It's an old silent movie. No, not silent movie anymore. But it's like an old black and white clip.
This is so silly.
I don't get why they're playing arcade to this clip.
Right.
It doesn't add anything. Like Tower would have been way more clever here.
Now it's Fanny and Alexander to.
But then it would be a favoritism. You know, that makes sense. They kind of just add this here song to. Ein, zwei, drei to an old Swedish. It looks almost like their version of Sound of Music, like some old kids and older people dancing through Christmas tree, or around.
Well, what a wonderful filler that was.
That was only 2 clips. Yeah, this is something that only the Swedes will get.
Yeah, well, and I think
I didn't get the music with those clips.
I think that's their version of like, uh-oh, we're not done. So quick, let's cut away to this. Yeah. I'm wondering if it'll actually make it into the broadcast.
So now they're telling, look how stunning the stage is, and then, you know, this is just stalling a little, I guess. Which is fine. That's kind of what they're supposed to do.
But it's like also interesting because, I mean, Slovenia is next, and they don't have any props. So I'm wondering if this is like the ad break.
I think so. That is the ad break, yeah. I'm showing some picture of Poland right now.
Look at those towers.
On pictures look so great. It's just not quite as coming together as much, I think, yet. But I also talk and do social media and then listen to it. You know, it's not an easy thing. I need to listen to it again.
All right. So now we have a cutaway. And we're back with Petra.
Yeah, now we have just this long screen, like United by Music. It's just crazy because you're like 3 seconds ahead of me, and I just like...
That was an ad break. She said, for those who just enjoyed the ads, welcome back to more Eurovision.
Oh, yeah.
So that makes sense.
Oh, they're now talking about the 2 artists from Sweden.
Yes. Okay, so that makes sense. That's right, because Sweden goes in between Iceland and Slovenia. So maybe it's an issue of getting that platform off and then setting theirs on, because they have that wide shot of the look at the stage. They can't set up until now.
Yeah. And any delays are fine because they fine-tune that for the next rehearsal and then the next rehearsal. So they still have a few attempts to do.
Or sorry, it's Germany. Sorry.
Oh, it's Germany.
Sweden goes second or third.
Yeah, that's right. So we're just talking about Sweden, but they're doing Germany now. So we saw just a very brief shot of the German staging as we're getting ready.
Yeah.
So we're flying to Germany right now. We see Mikado, 1994, We Geben a Party. I love that song. And then of course, our most recent winner.
It's very interesting. I'm curious as to how they are selecting these years. Like, what's the method behind their madness?
So they're on. I don't know where he's from, actually. Where's Isaac from in Germany? Do you know? Because I'm trying to if I recognize the place, but clearly I don't.
Let me go to Wikipedia.
Oh, he is a puppy. He is a puppy. I miss my puppy. Okay.
He is from Midden, North Rhine-Westphalia,
North
Germany.
Rhine-Westphalia. Okay. No, yeah. Okay,
There you
he's
go.
from like everybody lists basically there in Bavaria. Okay. Okay. I need a refresh, I guess, again.
We have a zoom in on him. He's got that trash can that's on fire, and he's seated.
I call
Now
it
he gets
dumpster
up.
fire. Okay, there you go. No, he's getting up already.
Yeah, this set. I had worries that the set was going to be really empty. It's not as empty with the official camera work.
It's only the dumpster fire right now, by the way. The trash can that's on fire. Everything else is not on yet.
I think it's interesting to start with it on fire because I feel like it could have started to fire in the build up to this. But you're also seeing the LED background is starting to kind of do the heat movement. And now there's pyros everywhere on the stage.
Yeah. Oh no, when the chorus comes in, you see all the fire come out, like all the pyros and the set on fire. This may be the part that they used for the clip, actually, right?
Someone said our staging concept. Yeah, fire.
Yeah, fire. That's kind
of
of
a lot of fire.
Okay, I need to get another. I'm not sure. Your stream is fine right now, right?
Yes, mine's running.
Yeah, I need to get it.
Nothing has really changed. All of the bars are currently on fire. Not the bars, but the bases are on fire. There's nothing projected on the LEDs or anything like that. And it's really just the on the chorus there, the LED has flames projected onto it, and smoke, as if like something is burning, like a building is burning. It's really simple, is what I would say. The elephant effect is still very annoying.
The what effect?
There is when he goes, I run na na a, run na na na, and there's like an elephant noise in the track.
Oh,
listen, and you'll hear it. Now the fire has gone out.
Right now, it's got
and now his backing singers are on stage, and it's just white pulsing light.
This is a little bit more effective than Iceland, because Iceland and Germany did the same idea with bringing the backup vocalists on stage. Mm-hmm. But on HERA stage, they felt like so away and dark. Here you can actually see them better. But there's no fire now, by the way, at the end. Interestingly enough. At the end, they don't have fire. You would think they would keep it until the very end, the fire effects.
Yeah, I do like that they have. So we've learned that the lights do tilt. They can tilt down. And so they took effect of that at the very end, where they had like a nice little slope of all of the light cubes. Not the cubes, not the 5 cubes from the stage, but like the actual light panels themselves.
Yeah,
can come down.
So for Slovenia, we're going to get Energy from 2001, and then off to 2019, the duo, Sala and Gasper.
Oh, well, that's a tone switch.
I know, right? Very different. And then she walks through like some ruins again, a castle looking like a fortress. She's eating a banana covered in chocolate.
She is queen.
Queen of the kings. All right, so let's see. I think she's going to sound vocally like, yes. Let's see. Slovenia. Oh, cool starting effect. She's on the floor sitting, and there's like a white smoky light on her, but then the splash of water around her. That's a cool starting moment. This is beautiful, actually.
Very smoky.
Yeah. Okay, you got to describe this. I'm so over this live stream.
Yeah, mine's stuttering too. There it goes. Okay.
Yeah,
we're back. So she's still just laying. She's like laying on her side, almost, and like leaning on her arm. Lots of blues are coming in now.
It's just her, by the way. Oh,
Yes, it was
I lied. And as soon as I said that, the dancers show up. All of a sudden, right next,
Yes,
we didn't even see them getting there. That was cool. Lots of smoke.
It's very much like the music video, just in terms of just, you know, them being surrounded, or her being surrounded by them.
They're crawling. She's walking towards the front of the stage, and the dancers crawl with her a little bit.
Oh, you can hear their feet drag.
Oh, I did? I couldn't hear that.
Yeah, you hear the squeaking of their feet. So you know they have clean feet.
What does the message mean? Do not resize this screen, it says at the bottom. I'm like, what's the issue with that? I just resized it earlier. Like, am I not supposed to do that? It's hard to see otherwise.
So now they're separated. So Raven's up at the front and her dancers are farther back. They did an interchange of the camera angles where you see them back and forth.
Yeah.
And now she's doing the spin. They did like a 360 where she walks around the camera and then links back up.
Somebody said somebody leaked the full Ukraine performance already.
Well,
in the chat.
Follow the
we're not going to show that because, you know, it's a leak and shame on them. Did they record the screen in the press center, or did they cannot show really what they have on screen, right?
No. And now we're back to the TikTok clip where we saw that, where she's doing the siren scream, and it's all panning around, and she's got the scratch. This ending is going to be interesting because this is where we cut. There's an arena shot, and then it ends with her being lifted, and there's the water being projected on the LED screen. And the final shot, I don't know how much of that's going to be on it, but the final shot is her lifted in the air, white light in the back. And she says, "Thank you."
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think it looked really good, actually. I think visually, I really liked what I saw. How do you feel?
I think it was good. I think the end clip is a little misleading, or when we got the rehearsal 30 seconds, because it looks really bright, but you see a lot of the darkness that I think people were wanting in the front end of the performance, and then it's getting, you know, lighter and lighter.
Well, for Finland, we're getting randomly 1994, which was kind of second to last or so, and then of course Karja. No surprise there.
Green bull. And there are the cats. Bless the cats.
Okay, Windows 95, man. I feel like there's very little to describe here because most of us have seen the national final performance, but we'll point out if anything really stands out that you would not expect to see.
My name is Windows.
My name is Windows. Is this going to be people going to be like, what the what?
Yeah. I wonder which thong he's wearing today.
Do we need to know?
Well, it changed.
It did?
Yeah. He's back to the nude one.
And he's wearing sandals with socks.
Yeah, he had a Windows 95 version.
It certainly looks like he's naked. Okay, and thankfully my screen just froze again. Okay,
thankfully, is that what you said?
Here we go. Oh, now he's covering like his crotch area, making it look like he's not wearing anything.
Yeah, it's the exact same.
Like the butt effect there. I thought they're not going to show that.
Yeah, they're probably just messing things up. Yeah, it's all off. I'm so sorry. All of the markings are off. There's a fan that's supposed to be doing this, and he's
Yeah,
off
you
to
can
the
see.
left.
Yeah, especially with the guy. That's like one guy doing this, but you can see what he's wearing.
So all of the things that they are doing are not working to line up with the way that it did like at UMK.
Yeah. I will say I really like the chorus, the way they added the backup vocalist. It made it sound more rich and better. And I love the
Oh
dance.
yeah.
It looks so 90s with the haircuts. So if you like the song, you like the staging probably, but it is still, the timing is off quite a bit. But the concept and the visuals are what you will appreciate. It's a difficult staging, man, with all the, like hiding his,
Yeah.
uh, assumed nudity.
Yeah, I mean that's like the key of this performance is that it's supposed to be covered. And that's the thing is like someone's like, "Are you sure it's not on purpose?" No, it was not on purpose. Like he completely was like supposed to be here and was here.
Yes.
And the frame was supposed to stop here and it stopped here. Like
But that's why we do rehearsals.
it's all over the place right now.
Yeah, and even the shot where he puts on the pants was quite awkward because not everything fit into his pants as he was putting him on, if you know what I mean. So it's like it's am I right? Or am I right? It just looked really
it's
painful.
the best way that I can describe this. It's chaos. And it's
Yes.
going to be chaos and it's supposed to be chaos, but it's chaos for the incorrect reason because nothing was working the way that it was supposed to. Still
Yeah.
highly entertaining, still engaging, but still needs some fine tuning to
Yes.
make it ready for the live show.
Visually for sure, but I thought that the vocals were actually pretty darn good today.
Yes.
So
What they have done, the tweaking that they've done has actually made it a lot better from a vocal standpoint, but
yes,
they need it to look good camera wise.
there's room for improvement. Just the timing.
Epic Sax Man from Moldova.
And of course 2005 as well.
Yes.
Anika Pat, the dancing grandma, the drummer. And then of course Sunstroke from 2010. Not Hey Mama, but Epic Sex
She's
Guy.
eating ice cream. She's on a lake, I guess. A lake, I'm assuming. Oh, I love that makeup on her. She got like that nice like curl cat eye. Anyway, that's just
Yeah, she looks like a lady. I mean, at the comment, she looks like a really like.
She looks like she's ready to fight, but like fight for qualification, not like violence. Like fight for qualification. To clarify,
Metaphorically, yes.
yes. And so as you've seen, Moldova is a very stagnant staging. I know this for a fact. She's just Natalia on stage with her violin. She's just in the middle, white dress. And it's a very heavy LEDs. There's an ocean, and she's like on an island in the center right now. And there are bubbles that are rising on the LED wall, drifting upwards.
I mean, those are some pretty backdrops with the bubbles coming out of the water, the ocean, rising up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have that complete stage makeup on yet, but she looks still great.
There are fireflies or dragonflies, I think, in the background. And now there is the beginning shot of the tree. The tree is building behind her.
I'm sure it does not come as a shock when I tell you that she sounds good.
And she's also got backing vocals behind her. So they've added a new layer, a new melody layer. And
that is helpful, actually.
There are plants that are growing now.
Oh, that's a pretty shot. So with all the butterflies on screen everywhere. And then now you see a fish swimming around her. She's on an island, a little island.
Yeah.
And fish swim around her.
It's a really visually amazing performance. My concern is she's going to be standing there for 3 minutes.
Yeah. No,
she's doing a lot of work.
I mean, she's doing the singing, of course, but the visuals is all about the LEDs.
And now the butterflies are coming in on the cubes. Water is
everything.
swirling.
The water bubbles. That's a really pretty shot with those butterflies on the cubes. again, it's not like a broken record because it's all about the visuals that you see around her. The concerns, of course, that's to drown her. You know,
Yeah.
like, where is she?
And now she's grabbing her violin. This part's a little bit stagnant, I would say. And now the wings appear behind her.
Yeah.
She's still slightly off center, just a smidge off.
It's just, yeah, I like all the stuff that's happening behind her and around. It's beautiful. I just don't know if it's almost too distracting. Just so much.
Again, it looks really good. Then now the moon or a globe is like rising into the sky. It's just, I think, especially with her coming after Slovenia and Finland, that are very high concept, high performance, artistic interpretations. I think this one kind of hits differently in this running order because her vocal performance can't make up for the fact that she's just standing there by herself for this whole performance. I will say that, again, the visuals of this, specifically for Moldova, because as we all know, for Moldova, they are not necessarily the most known for having like a high concept visual performance. They've really pulled out a lot of stops this year. And I think that that's probably why all the backing vocal or the backing dancers or backing violinists didn't come. I think they spent the money on the LED this year instead of the delegation.
Okay, so.
And now we go to Sweden.
Oh, we're hearing Corolla 1980.
We're going to Corolla. All the way to Loreen. Who'd have thought?
Unexpected.
Whoa.
And then on to the twins from Norway in Sweden. And lots of flowers.
And of course, they're doing soccer because they're big soccer players.
Are they?
They are. They are both soccer players. I interviewed them last year for Melody Festival, and yeah, when they're not singing, they're playing soccer.
I feel like so because I only have the basic knowledge this year because I had so much catching up to do. So I don't know as much about the artists as I usually do. So
that's okay. That's why you have me here.
Exactly. You provide the deets. All right. We kind of probably know what Sweden's going to look like.
Oh, I did notice that they have at the bottom Sweden. Obviously, they've taken the number off. Sweden - already qualified.
It's it says yeah. They probably said the same thing about the other ones as well. I didn't even look at that. Or did they have it on screen earlier? I don't even know.
They were on the screen, but we were always talking about like, oh, what are they going to do? They're going to put a giant banner across it. No, it's just the little, just already like how it would say 7 Slovenia, whatever, or 7 Croatia. It just says Sweden already qualified.
Keep in mind, once all these acts have performed, we also find out about the interval acts and all of that stuff. So make sure you stick around, and we'll do the same thing again tonight. Because, there were some glitches with the live stream, as well as, we cannot only get so much. And I feel like tonight, I kind of know already what's going to happen. So, yeah, this is just kind of expected. We see the two waltz, them singing their song. At the beginning, it's only the two of them.
It's pretty much the exact same as Melody Festival, and I think the lights are a little bit more controlled.
Yeah, like it was so much
the walls on the side. But other than that, like the actual like layout of the performance, like visually, is exactly the same. I do like that the tunnel, instead of it being like the lights, the tubes passing, it's like little like fragments of them. Like they're like little dots moving up and down. That's a lot better.
Yeah. Now it's very it's just like Melfest now. It feels like the colors. So, and I know you will be able to point out some differences, if you do compare, but the feel, the vibe is identical.
Yep.
Because, obviously also the cubes and all of that stuff. It still gives me that it's too flashy for my liking because it kind of hurts my eyes. So I personally struggle with the staging, but I can see a lot of people liking it because it is, for the song appropriate.
It is team a lot. I really don't think for me the staging isn't really effective until we get to this breakdown, and I'm like, hey. But yeah, the staging up into this point is really just kind of flashy.
Well, now
Not
it gets
really
really
doing a
flashy
lot.
during the bridge as well. Ooh, I see, but people like it. You know, I just can't look at it.
Yeah,
Like so many colors.
I
And so
always
many,
this is a song that I always prefer in studio, just
yes,
because I
me
like to
too.
listen to it and I like to dance to it. But the live performance, I'm just like, this is just
Oh, it's
it's
so
okay.
much. So many colors at the end, and oof.
Yeah, I fully understand why they wanted them to go first, because they want to light up the arena, so to speak. And then I also, of course, they're really popular in Europe, and so they know that people are going to tune in. So like, I get it, but even if this wasn't going first, I'm not 100% sure what is going to happen with this one. I don't think it's Sweden's most successful entry in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But it's more for the younger crowd.
Yes. After Sweden, we get an awkward break. Right now, they're just showing us the screen of the 15 participating countries, and then they move on. It was just a little delay here with flying to Azerbaijan on the map with a blue light. We're listening "Always on My Mind," 2009.
And it goes over to Running Scared.
2 years
Ellen
later,
Nicky.
like right next to each other almost, like they live in the past. And then the two gentlemen are walking through Baku, I would assume, again, and playing a strange old board game, which I don't recognize. Yeah, and then you just see modern and traditional Azerbaijan in the postcard. Well, there was a lot of thinking, like the staging in Azerbaijan, of Azerbaijan's song. It was a little more polarizing. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people think like it's too dark. So let's get a whole feel for this thing. And everyone in the chat, sorry, we cannot communicate as much because, lots and lots going on. But we know you're there, and especially after the songs, when the recaps come in, we can chat a little more. And of course, my screen froze, so let me refresh.
I will admit, Azerbaijan's song is not one that I've listened to that much.
Mine's the opposite. I actually really enjoy to relax to this one, which may not be a good thing for a competitive setup, but I find it very pleasant.
The woman in the background has risen out of this entire chorus. She's like rising out of water and is now behind him. And then the hands have come up, which we've seen in pictures. It's very interesting. She's doing like a lot of handography, is what I will call it, on the LED. Although it's very weird because her face isn't moving. And now the LED floor has her hands. So her hands are like moving about the stage, if you will, which I guess makes sense as to why the end of this performance has the actual hand props. So I guess it's like she's like rising out of the stage.
Okay.
She's very glittery. And now we have the secondary singer coming in, and they're doing that interplay.
Keep talking. I'm refreshing here as much as possible.
They are split up. So he was on center stage. I don't remember the other vocalist's name, but he is off onto the right square. And he is following her hand, basically. And now they are on opposite sides of the stage. So he's on the FAHREE, I believe his name is, on the left, and the other vocalist is all the way on the right. As the hands come in, which are in frame. That's an interesting choice, but we just watched the stage hands wheel the hands on stage. And now he is surrounded by her hands. And that's pretty much it. I mean, he is center stage. The other vocalist joins him. He sounds perfectly fine. Like, I mean, this vocally, I was not worried about this performance. It's the concept I'm struggling with. I guess I understand this whole how all of this puts together, but we're now getting the staging. Also, one thing I forgot to notice or mention is that the staging goes from a lot of black and white and is progressively getting more and more color as it goes through, kind of like psychedelic color. And yeah, now I think the only thing that they really need to work on is that shot that I mentioned where the hand was coming into frame behind the vocalist, and so you could just watch it being wheeled over. That's the only thing to fix. Otherwise, I mean, this is just going to be hit or miss. Whether you like it and you really want to vote for it, or you're just kind of like, all right, next song.
Yeah, by the way, for Australia, 2015 and 2019 as the introduction clips.
They had so many years to choose from.
I know, right? I thought they're going to do 2016 for sure, the best result. The sound of silence. Okay, this is live stream.
We have Electric Fields now.
Okay, I'm currently back. Hopefully it'll continue that way.
This one I'm really interested to see how this all looks.
Oh, the first shot is very like close up on the singer with lots of rainbow colors and dark in the back.
It's actually a projection, I believe.
Yeah.
Their dress is white.
Oh, that's what they said in the description as well. I remember that. Yes,
yeah.
It's a reflect. Yes. Oh, and I'm done.
Interesting. They had like a weird zoom out into the crowd, and then it flips. There's a lot of like, there's a spiral happening behind them, like a glitter spiral is how I guess I'll describe it. There's a lot of glitter on his pantsuit.
Yeah.
It looks like it looks like alligator, but it's not, is what I'm seeing. It's hard to see him.
We're now hitting the first chorus. There's only the two of them on stage. Or at least we can only see them two.
It definitely sounds really good.
Yeah, vocally, it's pretty good.
It's definitely sounding better than they did in rehearsal, the first rehearsal. And he's got his keyboard that turns, and so they just did a 360 shot with the keyboard.
It's a really cool shot, actually. That was a nice little moment. It's still, the stage still feels empty to me because it's, not much else going on.
Well, and they get joined.
Yeah.
As we see. The backing vocalists are.
Oh, there's this real effect, like where they zoom towards the LED with them two on the screen, and then you see like rose petals exploding, and then the singers on stage as well.
Spill the tea on reality.
The dance, I'm watching right now. Just point anything out. Like when you saw the clip on YouTube, the feel is exactly the same here.
Yeah, this is where we're at in the rehearsal clip. Is we just got there. There's the Aboriginal didgeridoo player. Yeah.
Yep.
Who's on stage now, and the staging is flipped from that like glitter spiral, and it's, or at least on the LED, kind of had like an ethnic motif kind of on it, and now they're having the Milkali projected on the cubes. Or Milkali, sorry.
Yeah, I'm still, even though we have 6 people, it still feels empty on stage to me. When you especially have the wide shots, like you can even, it's
just vocally fantastic. There's a lot happening across multiple sections of the stage, and I think that's the problem. Is they're trying to get everyone at some certain points, and it's hard to get when you're spread out across the whole stage. I will say that this is my one critique of the stage this year, is that I feel like a lot of acts are having this problem where they're so confined that the space that they're in actually feels really static.
Yes.
There's not a lot to do in comparison to other years where there was so much stage to fill and there were so many options and opportunities and movement that you could do. This has really confined a lot of acts, and I think they're struggling.
Oh,
And next we go to Portugal.
to go 1982, right? I love that song. And then, of course, the winning song from 2017. Why wouldn't you? So, and you see her like, with an older gentleman, and she's playing, guess what? Soccer. Because everyone in Europe does.
Everyone loves soccer. Or
Yeah,
sorry,
I love it too, to be-
football. Football.
Football.
Soccer to us. All right. So she actually has an aspect ratio. The screen is actually condensed
Oh, really?
right now, and
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just
again
her,
like a
she's
few seconds behind because of
performing with
my.
her microphone like this,
Oh, yeah.
and then it slowly, like, I bet is going to open, and they're walking up stage and they're like marking her off just a little bit.
Another a cappella opening. And that's when the guitar comes in later on a little bit with the dancers.
They've got the LED cube that's like perfectly in frame. And now they go back to a regular aspect ratio. A lot of this, if I remember, the choreography is very similar to Festival de Canção.
Yeah, just effectively utilizing the Malmo stage to make it even visually more impressive in my book. Because it's just black backdrop, right? There's not much happening on there. It's only them wearing white, performing on black. And it makes them really stand out. Except for that one cube that's hovering above them. And some now we see some lights. I mean, well, I'm not like 10 seconds behind you now. But white lights that pop up. It's just black and white. That's all there is.
Yeah, but I think what the thing is that with Portugal, they've found a way to break what I just mentioned, that staticness, because they have that dynamic camera switches from wide shots to short shots. Obviously, they have the dancers, and so there's a little bit of just like movement that's happening. So she can fill the space, but she's not having to go like crazy here. And I think this is the problem with Australia, is that they were like, bring people. We'll bring people that'll fill the stage.
Yeah.
But they're just standing there for portions of it.
It's just amazing how bringing down those cubes can really just fill up the stage and make it less empty. You know, it's just amazing what a big difference that can make. A lot of the acts are thinking, probably, dang it, should have done that. Because there was the option, they chose not to. Sometimes you just don't even know what it's going to look like. So
there's also a lot of like white lines that are being made on the LED, like around the trim, basically.
Yeah.
They're using a lot of those instead of using the actual LED.
Yeah, the lights go.
Wall.
It's really cool. It's like little elements that just are not distracting, but just kind of like, oh, nice. You know, it's not like Moldova, like where it's like everything but the kitchen sink. You know, just.
Oh, and now she's on the LED wall.
Oh yeah. It's right after the big note. You see the reflection of her when she sings that last part. But you don't see it just a tiny bit behind her. You see her, and behind her you see her reflection, if you will, in black and white.
Yeah, that was really good. I think it'd be interesting to see. Well, number one, I need to see it a couple more times.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be a really interesting performance. One, it's the penultimate performance, and then two, I think she benefits the most from the running order right now.
She certainly, yeah. If not, yeah, she definitely has, because she really has that. Take a deep breath. This is a very calming song that we need after some of the craziness we've seen in.
Yeah.
After Sweden and Finland and etc.
Luxembourg. I missed the first entry. The second one.
1965. 1965 and 1988. So the first winning song, not the first one, like 1965 when Luxembourg won. But here's one picture of Sweden I was talking about. It's so colorful and busy, and there's
there's a lot. And now we're off to the final song
for the night. But keep in mind, we're going to see the interval act. We see all the other graphics, so stick around, and we will be back in the evening as well to do the second rehearsal. And then we have a little bit more of an idea, because right now we're just absorbing so much. The first rehearsal is always stressful.
Oh, and she's changed outfits again. I'm wondering if this is the final outfit or it's just another outfit choice.
I would think so. At this point, they have to kind of stick to what they're wearing.
Oh, this is. It's the one it's the sash.
Yeah, it's a sash. Yeah. The beginning is really nice because on the cube with the dancers, it's also nice close-ups. She sounds good.
Yeah, she hasn't done her hair yet. She has her hair in like clips.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if she's going to keep those pigtail.
I think so.
That she
A lot of
had.
people complain about. I don't mind at all. She sounds good.
It doesn't give me sassy pigtails, but I mean, work.
True.
Yeah, the main colors appear to be, correct me if I'm wrong, because I missed a little bit at the beginning, purple and oranges, and a little bit of blue.
And there's already fireworks. You know, the dancers are around her in a circle dancing. She's fairly Not that. I mean, she's focusing on singing, so she's doing some movements, you know, but she's not moving around a whole lot, which I don't think it's a problem because the dancers are effectively giving that feel of not being static, and she's doing her little things, you know.
Yeah, she's got a little bit of choreography here in the bridge as well.
Yeah, so it's subtle, but it's, you know, with the dancers around things, it makes it really less static.
I think.
That's a pretty backdrop with a big tiger or panther in the back.
I think the only critique I have is that there's a lot of wide shots in here.
Yeah. So I can interrupt you. That panther, we got to address that panther in the back. That's a huge panther jumping right at her from the LED within the mountains. That's a really cool effect.
Yes. It's flipping a lot between close-ups of TALI and arena shots. And there's very little in-betweens at the moment.
Yeah. There's a lot going on stage now. There's a lot of flashing lights, white and blue, and like a boom, boom, boom sound. So it's busy. The panther, I'm still was like, whoa, that was a cool effect. No, you're a fighter. At first, I was thinking she was singing "You're on Fire." That's always sounding. No, you're on fire.
It's interesting that they didn't do pyro here on the big notes.
Yes.
They actually did it before those notes. And then
the big note hits, she hits well there. Lots of action on the backdrop. It says fighter on the screen. Ugh.
Lots of glitter.
Yeah, lots of glitter.
Oh, and there's an end cap there.
Lots of fireworks here again, pyros at the very end. I'm a little behind Connor, so I'll try to have another laptop up next time because I need a fifth screen on here because why not?
It's definitely better than it was in its national final performance for sure, just because that was a very base level performance in the national selection. They didn't have as many resources then. To me, it's still not a song that like really sticks out to me. It's fine to me. I don't know. I think it's one of those ones that maybe I need to see it the night of, and maybe it'll finally click with me and jive. Or maybe she's holding back, and maybe there's actually way more energy than what we're seeing. Because again, she wasn't 100% finished with hair and makeup and everything like that. So I'm going to reserve my critique.
I think she was on point vocally, at least. So that's also very
vocally, she sounded fantastic. I think that there's just some energy that's missing from the performance, and I'm thinking that it might just be it's 2 p.m. on a Monday. She's going to save it for a live show.
And it's often the case with a lot of these performances without an audience. It's kind of like lacking energy. And you sometimes see like, wow, that makes a difference. Like even Moldova 22, Trenitul, it seems almost like, I don't know, is it going to work? And then the audience was there and the noise and the energy is like, wow, no, I get it. So when I saw the second dress rehearsal of Moldova, I was like, this is perfect, Trenitul. So that can often make a huge difference because Moldova by itself, Trenitul was still fun.
Start voting now.
So we're going to get the recap now. We can go into the chat for just a few minutes and answer some questions. If you want to have a few questions in regards to some of the performance and what we're seeing at ESCunited, as pointed out, we'll get to go for this again tonight. It starts at 9 p.m. local time. And then we'll hopefully get some more information. And they will give even more tonight because there will be backup juries voting and whatnot. So, yes. Please tell me the cut to shots of the delegations in the green room during the recap.
We're about to find out.
Oh, yes. So I see their stand-ins. Of course, they're just really close-up shots of the stand-ins right now
Yeah.
after each recap video. Let me see after Serbia. I'm not going to do all of them because they're going to be the same. But yeah, it's just close up to them, just waving, sitting on their couch. So just kind of what you've seen in previous years. I think it's going to look much different. I'm about to head for the jury show first in person, etc. I hope Australia does well, or I've flown a long way for nothing. Oh, well, it comes down to they're going to do well. It's also going to be different probably in the audience than what it is on screen. Those are two different experiences sometimes. Certain songs are really well in the audience, and others are just completely catered to the TV.
It's Ireland on the recap right
was
now.
also affected that they used to. How was Luna vocal? Somebody's asking.
It is what you expected, or what? Sorry, I should say I expected. She's not the best vocalist in the semifinal, but it is not noticeably bad. Like, it's not a bad vocal. It's not, oh my gosh, what's happening? She's doing her job. She's doing her job and she's performing the song, and it sounds very similar to the music video, if that gives you some comparison point.
It was a choice that they went for the high note there. That's still, I'm like, I don't know if that was necessary because vocals are not known to be like the strong point of the song. So
yeah.
So yeah, that was one of the things. Okay, I'm almost like ready to leave and grab my other laptop. Who stands the most for you from today's stretch? Is there one that really like stood out to you, Connor? Like without even like what really stood out to you? Obviously, to me, the two songs that come after each other, Ireland and Ukraine, were both visually striking to me. And both of us had some issues. I know you missed the first two rehearsals a little bit. I missed Azerbaijan for the most part, and most of Croatia actually. So I can't really comment on those two performances as much.
I would say, yeah, Ireland and Ukraine for me, and then in the second half, probably Slovenia.
Slovenia was actually stunning.
Are the three that have stood out to me the most out of the 15 that we have. Well, I should say the 13 that I watched.
Yeah. Is Finland in danger? Someone's asking. Well, what Finland needs, I don't even think like even those a lot of the shots are not ready yet. I wouldn't say they're in danger now because of that. We'll see. They had the similar issues. Even the Finnish national final didn't completely. They missed shots, and they still won it by the televote there. So.
Also, for everyone who's asking, yes, I am American. I have Irish heritage, but I'm not Irish.
Yeah.
I do, though, have solid rep.
Solid rep, yes. It's been a few years since people were really excited about Ireland. I assume the AQs aren't in the recap. The automatic qualifiers? No, they're not in the recap.
No, they are not.
Good question, though. Yeah, they're not in the recap. It's really just for people to see the performance. It's funny because they're going back to the same stand-ins. Because they're either going to sit in the same spot or they just move to the next couch.
Yeah, they're just kind of rotating down.
Yes.
They just have like 4 or 5 people.
And also go to esc.vote to vote, it says on screen. Each vote costs 99 cents. 99 euros. Good luck with that.
Dang, that inflation hit.
Inflation. And then it goes to Petra standing there in her orange. She doesn't have any wardrobe changes. Neither of them. Have you noticed that? They're just sticking with their colors.
They probably will in the final.
True. But right now, they had no costume changes.
So now we're about to go to the interval acts. It's Benjamin Ingrosso does a medley of songs of which we do not know. And then Johnny Logan is going to perform most likely his Eurovision 2 winning songs as well. But I think it's Johnny Logan first.
The Irishman, yes. They're going to go first.
Gosh, we're going to see how much he's changed.
Still interesting, like, nostalgia. Then they're playing What's Another Year on screen.
And they're probably going to play, I wonder if they could play 92, since he was the composer of that.
Oh, yeah. Don't cry.
Doesn't look like it. Just ends on Hold Me Now.
Choose all they can afford right now. I'm going to show some pictures of Azerbaijan right now.
There you see the sparkly lady with her hands.
Oh, they're showing him like the end of the
Oh,
song.
wow. Okay, no, he is singing Euphoria.
That's a choice.
That took a turn.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
Wow, maybe that's why they did the postcards. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, brother, remember this is who this is."
They even have the lighting effect from Euphoria 2012, like with the
yeah, the backlight.
The backlights, like
hopefully no snow.
Hopefully no crazy dancer. Lifting up Johnny Logan, throwing him around.
I will say, of the people who try to sing Euphoria, Johnny Logan can actually do it. He has the high notes to sing it in the original key.
Yeah,
so
but this is more like Euphoria meets Hold Me Now, like the style, even the arrangement.
Yes, it's Euphoria from the opening in Malmo, like the original open, the really calm orchestral open.
But he's not singing up, up, up. He's singing We're Going Up. He's singing along. It's really pretty. I really like this. And he's singing live. His voice still smooth, baby. It's just like an orchestra version. Like you have the orchestra with him on stage, the violin, the cellos, etc.
I love the attention to detail because this orchestra, wow, words are hard. This orchestra even has fake sheet music on their stand.
I know, right? We have to give a proper illusion, so. And
because like for someone who is a band nerd, like you see a lot of people specifically. I've seen like Jendrik, for example, had the fake trumpet, and I'm like, that's not how you play trumpet. Like if you're gonna do it, you got to pay attention. They know these are orchestral people.
I think this is absolutely gorgeous the way he sings it. It's like emotional. I think it's beautiful. It just reminds me what a beautiful melody Euphoria is, actually. You can really, like, when you get out, especially the beats and all that stuff, and just have a ballady version of it, it just really highlights a beautiful melody. He sings the whole 3 minutes, too. It's not just like he sings, like, a medley. He's like the entire 3 minutes, just that song.
I think it is really cool to think about the fact that here you have the other double winner performing a song of the other double winner. Now that I've just like thought about that, because Laureen and Johnny are the only two who ever win twice, and he is paying homage to her in Malmo. Anyway, that just came full circle.
This is actually going to be a nice moment. Please like this song. The horns come in there as well.
It's just a reminder that at Eurovision, not every interval act has to be a flashy moment. You can have a beautiful, beautiful interval and it just be a ballad.
And it goes grand at the end with the instruments a little bit, and then it calms down at the very end. Oh, wow. Johnny Logan. He always said, like, his concern was that the Eurovision turns into the Eurovision karaoke contest a little bit. So, he is refusing to have anything like, that happening to him.
So this is interesting. So Petra's in the green room now. And so, and we've had a lot of questions about this. So the way that the green room is it's lines of couches, but there are 3 distinct tiers. So obviously for the semifinals, the first 2 tiers are being utilized. For the grand final, they'll use the 3rd top tier up there. But it's essentially just couches, like big U couches, just sat next to each other. And then they have little like side tables that have the country flag on it. But when you're in the front and they're like for example, when Petra is talking about like blah blah blah, I'm in the green room, you can actually see all 3 stacks basically in there. But that's again because they're so cramped for space, they don't have the same luxury of being as spaced out as previous years. So it's an interesting design, but it also looks really like a throwback to how some of the other green rooms have looked in the past. Like in the early 2000s, I'm thinking is I think there was a year where the green rooms looked very much like this, where it was just a wall behind them, and then there was another line as well.
Yeah. Who they're interviewing right now? Again, my screen froze the moment they started doing a fake interview.
They are interviewing Luxembourg.
Oh, which makes sense, you know, them returning and all of that stuff.
They're talking about how, so you've never actually witnessed your country participate in the Eurovision since you've been alive, huh?
Thank you. Well, I mean, I don't remember either, to be fair. You know, I was, but I know I was alive back then.
Yeah.
But it's still cool. Yeah. So
Oh,
people
I
asking,
was
voting is open, has been open since the entire time, basically, since the first song. It's still open right now while they're doing interviews and playing the recaps, etc.
I actually lied. The flag symbol is on the coffee table that they have in
Yes.
between the couches.
Correct. I've also know there are a lot of leaks online. It's crazy. People from the arena. There's somebody who posted a video and removed the watermarks and all of that stuff. And I'm like, people just are terrible. We do not support that sort of behavior and will not share that online either. And I encourage you not to watch it because it's just encourages these people to break the rules and really hurt some of the delegations and artists' chances. She had tripped over her own words there for a second while she coughed. Petra, that is. So what did she think? She introduced something, a montage from the turquoise carpet. Okay, we're gonna see a little snippet, a recap of the turquoise carpet
Yay.
since the live stream wasn't nothing, basically. So yeah, that's what we're getting now. And that also, there's not much to explain, you know, they're just taking pictures, the artists there with each other or giving interviews. So they're just little clips of that. So any questions you may have right now at ESCunited, go ahead and post them in the chat. So what are we missing still? Obviously, we're going to get another Innovel act, which is Benjamin and Grosso, you said, right? And then the fake results. Am I missing anything else?
Did you mention Benjamin and Grosso?
Benjamin and Grosso and fake results, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's those 2 things. Unless there's something else that they have in store that they have not mentioned yet.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this is the rehearsal where people may also hold back a little. Tonight will probably be a little different because it's going to count a little bit more. It's more important to impress the backup juries as well as, you know, other parts, you know, for recording purposes in case something happens. They're talking about the vote. And then they're going back to another recap. So you do. How are the graphics this year? How do you like the graphics so far, Connor? To me, I mean, they're sticking to the same color scheme, you know, very like blendy. It blends. It's not the kind of graphics that like pop at you, in my view. They're like, oh, that was crazy. It's just more like subtle in some ways. How do you feel all the other graphics? Nothing stood out to me as like that caught my attention.
Nothing really stood out to me. I still am really on the fence about how I feel about this, like the panel filling or like moving the basic graphic for this year. I don't know if I love the image like design. It looks a little lazy because it's also a part of the transition in like the recaps and everything.
Yeah,
it looks really good as a back design, like so for the scoreboard and like the recap and everything looks really beautiful, but I think it's just a little too much. Otherwise, everything else looks normal. It's just in different colors.
What if they do the qualifiers like how they were going to be in 23? I like when they were on stage. What? Would love for a drama, but I would not really mean to be the artist. It's not going to happen. It was heavily panned by virtually everyone. Even the producers were like, oh, this is not working out. So it's not going to happen. It's going to be in the green room. They just have a more effective setup now how to do that, I think. Because
Mhm.
one of the issues was having it in the green room, that the artists had an idea maybe that they will be next because the cameras are getting ready for them. So they want to have that surprise moment more effectively, I think, for them. So we'll see how that's going to do. That was always the thing. They don't want the artists to know. Although I've been in the green room before during the results, and it's not always that obvious because we thought that San Marino would be the last one because the cameras were running towards them. We're all like, oh my God, San Marino 2013. And then there was Greece. So we're like, ah, they had like multiple camera people running around.
Yeah, I mean, the only way that you can, I think, really solve that is to have multiple camera people in the green room ready to be cut to,
Yes.
basically. But you're not standing in front of the next artist, so to speak. Like everyone, you really don't know. But then also that causes stress because you're like, oh God, is it gonna be me? 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 Oh, it's not me. Okay, never mind.
Yes. Do you notice also oftentimes when you see like the last three, who is the eighth qualifier? And you see like 4 countries or so being shown on screen being all nervous. Usually one of them is one of the next countries to qualify, because they'll get
Yeah.
the cameras ready. So it could be one of those 4. It's just an interesting little observation I've had over the years. Are you guys watching the live dress rehearsal? Yes, we are watching the live dress rehearsal. We are not allowed to show any graphics, any audio or visual. So we're just giving you the best description possible. And I've learned my lesson for the next live stream, that I'm trying to set up a 3rd computer for me. So my table is not big enough, but I'll figure it out. I'm going to get a tray or something like that. One of my
It is
dinner
helpful.
trays.
It'll still probably freeze, but it is less likely to do so.
Yeah, so I just have to refresh frequently. It's better now, actually. Oh, we get the countdown from 15 seconds, by
We
the way,
do.
now that the voting is over.
Speaking of the devil, it just froze.
4, 3, 2, 1. Voting is over. Stop voting now. You heard him. And the rest of the world gets to vote as well. So
I can vote. I can vote.
I know, right? Me too, but I'm not.
It was really weird being in the UK but still voting as rest of the world.
Why?
Just like the
Because you found.
concept. Because I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, no, this is the year that I first get to vote, but I'm also like voting with the rest of the world
True.
in the country for the country. Like
Confusing, huh? Yeah, no, I get it. Okay, so tonight's putting it back. Oh, that's a really weird, awkward graphic again. The countries, 15 countries showing up. Tonight's lineup.
this is the first time that we've actually seen a full screen, I think. Because the aspect ratio is weird.
Yes, it's a very weird aspect ratio. Yeah.
Because now there's black bars on the side of my screen instead of it being like a box.
Yeah.
That's like sunk in just a little bit.
People are saying there's a lot of movement on the betting odds. I can go there and just kind of curious what's happening there. But it's normal to happen. I think Portugal and Ireland went up. Apparently there's somebody that posted everything online for posting full videos of everything to YouTube. Literally the entire show. Oh, they're getting into trouble. We've been doing this now for so many. It's just unbelievable how people don't read the rules. I don't like some of them, but I have to respect them when I sign up for this. It's kind of how life goes. Okay, so Petra is now showing like how the app. Oh, they're going to introduce the Eurovision app there as well, which I assume is going to happen. Some of this may not make it to the live show. During rehearsals, they also test certain jokes and stuff, and then they don't always make it.
That notification is very close to the Grinder notification.
What notification?
They're doing the mobile app phone, and it's like the notifications are on, the sound notifications, and it's brum, 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 and it sounds like old Grinder.
Yeah, most of us probably won't even know what the sound is.
Well, if you know, you know.
Yeah. Those of us don't know, we learned something new. So Baby Lasagna is up to 27% now from 25, I think, earlier. So that's good. And that's the one performance I couldn't really see because of lag. Thank you for this. Has Benji performed? No, not yet. No Benjamin and Grosso yet. I'm listening right now.
We're on Nicole and Hugo is playing right now.
Okay, I'm still on the. I'm like really far behind because I still have for the host talking. Oh yes, baby, Belgium, 1973.
73. I was about to say 72.
Why are they showing these clips? I missed that. Did they say they're just going for the history a little bit?
I'm not 100% sure how we got.
Well, they're showing
there.
quite a long part of that song.
Oh, okay. So they're talking about how this was ahead of its time and it was last place.
Oh.
And then my stream
several of those,
again.
I guess. This is, I'll get just a time little like filler in case something goes wrong, I would assume, because it doesn't necessarily add that much. You know what I mean?
Okay, I got it. I'm back now. This is a homage because he passed away this year.
Oh.
Earlier, I don't remember, but they said that like this is in honor of you and your late wife. Let's go back to the history of dance in Eurovision, and they're playing a bunch of former classics.
Oh, Telegram Germany is 78. They play a lot of 70 songs right now.
Yes. Someone said, "Can I remember 1973?" I wasn't born yet, but I have watched the contest, so I do.
Yeah, I know everything from 1950 up to. I know the history of the contest.
Yes. I'm just the 70s are a year where I don't remember visually that is blank year.
You mean decade?
No. I can't say I can't look at the stage from 1973 and be like, oh, that's 1973. But I can do it all the way up. If you go back to 92,
okay,
I can pick up from 92 forward. But
they have so many random songs. Greece 2002, Bosnia 2004, just showing clips. And there's the winner, Greece 2005. Then Shady Lady, Ukraine.
The Roop comes in.
Albania from 2009, I think. Tell me your dreams. And then there's Euphoria again. So I don't know exactly what the order is here, like what the purpose is. And then Belgium 2015 and Hey Mama. Just like some random like epic songs. I Can't Go On, Sweden. Oh, Discotheque from Lithuania. I love that song. Dance Alone. And then El Diablo. El Diablo. Oh, and then Slow Mo. They're just working their way towards like the year 24, I guess. That was the last one, yeah. Then Petra is back in the green room. Let's see who she is going to talk to next. She talked to Luxembourg before.
She still hasn't talked to anyone. I'm ahead of
you. Oh no, she's just doing
she's still talking about food.
But she's sitting right in front of Cyprus's cubicle. Basically.
She'll talk to HERA.
Okay. And baby lasagna. Yeah, maybe. Oh, they have food. We have
despite her fear of heights, she flew all the way from Reykjavik. You go, girl.
And then look at all of this food, and and they're going to show us a baby lasagna, like a mini lasagna right now. Puns. Don't we all love some good puns?
Where is my spirit animal, Bambi Thug? I love the way that she's like deadpan delivering this. Don't worry, I will come to you.
I think that's a strength that she has. How comes something like that and then make it funny, like it's just like very serious.
Yes,
and I think that's hilarious.
And they just completely skipped that interview. So she's gonna go to Bambi supposedly, and then probably have an interview. But they just went back to Benjamin and Grosso.
Sometimes in the past, they had the act still in the green room during the second rehearsal. Not all the time, but sometimes they do. 2019 was the worst one though. Nothing again, because the girl from Belarus, what's her name? Zina. She fell asleep. You remember? Because it took forever.
God, that's the best meme ever.
Oh wait, what is that? Is that Benjamin now? What's that beautiful shot with that red line?
I can't tell you.
Oh, that's pretty. It's like a big.
Oh, it's a
Yeah, it
microphone.
turns all those red line turns into Benjamin Ingrosso's name. That's gonna look really cool. And then his face shows up. Oh, and then his zipper. Oh, that's all on the LED floor. That was
I love how
really...
you've magically gotten ahead of me now.
I refreshed and I got ahead of you, I guess.
Oh, well, then I'll refresh. I'm closer
What
to
is that
Malmo.
ABBA-inspired sound here? What is that song? Oh, it's a Malmo song.
It's a Malmo song.
Wait. He's wearing a white suit, like, kind of thing, unbuttoned shirt, I think.
Loading, loading, loading.
I cannot... Was that his new song or something?
I have a black screen, so I can't tell you.
Oh.
I'm of no help right now.
Is he singing
there we go.
Malmo or something else? I cannot hear what he's singing.
He's supposed to be singing a medley of his songs. So this is a song.
Oh, he sings
from
to
Benjamin
Mama
Ingrosso.
Malmo. I thought you were saying Malmo. So slightly different.
That would be a little on the nose, Matt.
I know. Malmo.
He's wearing red gloves.
No, I'm swearing it sounds like Mama Malmo. Are you sure? You not hearing? You cannot hear it yet?
I just got back in.
Okay.
Ooh, this
I have
is
to listen to it again.
beautiful. All of the LED cubes are sputtering.
It sounds very Vegas-y, this song to me. He has a red microphone, of course, and red gloves while wearing white. I'm curious why they chose Benjamin Ingrosso as the like getting promote his new music.
I mean, I don't know. Probably the recency of his participation. Was it 2019, 2018?
But if it's someone, I'm glad it's a former participant, so I'm not complaining.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be, another Justin Timberlake.
Lesson learned, huh?
Yeah.
And then they can walk up to all the artists. Maybe if you work hard, you're going to be as successful as me.
Oh, boy.
I'm like, boy, if you were born in Armenia, you would have not had the same career, okay?
That's true. Well, he was really only there to plug the Trolls movie, the new song that came out for the Trolls movie, right?
Oh, and this single, yeah.
I Can't Go On. No. Sorry, that was Eurovision.
Yeah.
Can't Stop the Feeling.
They're saying he's the biggest star in Sweden at the moment. Okay, well, that's good to know. Benjamin Ingrosso, I guess.
I will say this is a big step up from his Eurovision performance. Like, he's really grown.
The performance is better. The music is not. It's fine. But that's the stage looks really good.
I prefer this compared to his actual Eurovision song.
Yeah, but to be fair, I didn't like the other one either. So maybe just his music is not up to my kind of liking. But the staging is really fun.
But then again, I will say this is less Eurovision.
Yes.
So, like, I think that's my difference. This is that classic rock and roll undertone with some dance on it.
Rock and roll has a little bit of what's the word, disco almost to it, yeah.
Yeah, like some disco soul underneath it, and I really like this kind of music. So I like this. And you're right; it's got like a little bit of like a. He's got an Elvis like rock star, I think, persona in this.
So keep in mind, after this, the only reason why we're here and doing this whole thing is to find out who will fake qualify. Because, that's so important for someone, meaning us. Kind of has become our thing. We were just making fun in the first or second time, like being all excited about the fake qualifiers. And then, like, ESCunited got the rep that we love the fake results. I'm like, that kind of became a silly thing. So he's still performing his song. It's fine. The staging is really nice.
Mm-hmm. Lots of reds and blues now. And he also has like the magazine cuttings of like letters are in the LED wall too.
It's kind of nice because he had like such a disappointing result with the televote in 2018, and he continues to be very successful in his country. That bad results in certain ways. I mean, he's become 7th is not bad, but in terms of televote, doesn't mean it's like the death of your career or anything. So good for him.
I will say this. I actually would kind of have preferred if he opened the semifinal and they had put Eleni Fuera, Eric Sade, and Chanel.
That is, I completely agree.
This brings me up. This is like, I'm excited versus the Eurovision Open. I was just like, I mean, like, it's nice to see them,
now, yeah.
But meh. This, I'm like, hell yeah, let's get this party started.
I'll take it. Actually, I like the last part of the song here. That's actually quite fun. It's just very colorful and energetic. This would probably be a better opener, except nobody knows, like, outside of Sweden, the songs, all that stuff, so they may not be as connecting with it, but...
I mean, honestly, with the opening, it doesn't really matter, because really all you want to do is you just want to set the tone. You want the party to begin. And I just think that though Eleni Fuera is amazing, it didn't have the same... I didn't have the same reaction as a viewer to that as I did to Benjamin Ingrosso. And I don't even know any of these numbers. So
the song's over now, and Petra and the other one, I can't remember her name. It feels so bad. Are on stage now. They're still wearing the same outfits.
Presenter?
The other presenter number 2.
Malin.
Okay. I assume they're going to keep the same outfits on during the show as well, unless they have wardrobe changes, but they're just sticking with the colors. In many ways, it's smart because those wardrobe changes can be really annoying, and time consuming. And they just kind of blend in well with the whole concept and theme of the year. So I don't have an issue with that at all. I think it's clever if they were to keep it that way.
We're flashing around places. We're at Severina, Opa, Yodel It.
Oh, hop. Croatia 2006.
A song that I don't remember.
Greece 2010. Opa. Oh, Yodel It from Romania 2017.
A non-qualifier from 2007.
Finland 2010, one of my favorites.
San Marino 2019.
Oh, Belgium 2008. You listed. Oh wow, I forgot about that one. That's the one.
Volo's in here. I forget their name, but the women from Spain.
Yeah, 2005, Spain 2005. Yeah.
Yes.
El Volo. Africa, Paprika. Exactly that one. That's
my girl, La Forza.
Oh, Germany. Germany gets 1 second for 2009. The big high note from Estonia 2018. Was Matt is a fan Kunstkajat? That was my favorite of 2010, and it didn't qualify.
Give it up for all of tonight's artists. Oh, and they're gonna... So the screen, a reminder that the green room is behind the LED wall. The LED wall actually opens to reveal the green room. So we will actually horizontally be able to see
like this, yeah, not vertically, horizontally. And then the artists are up, and everyone screams. Not the artists; they're all sitting in their green room thing. This is very wisely done space-wise as well. You get
that's so cool. They actually have the TV screens rigged up in the top of, like, behind the top of the LED wall, so that they can also see the show by looking up.
Oh, yeah. So we will give you the fake qualifiers. Keep in mind, they are fake. Some people think they're already rehearsing the results. I'm like, no. These are random ones. So now they're standing at the podium, the two hosts, Petra and Marlon. And then they're going to go now to Martin Osterdahl, the executive supervisor.
Dramatic music plays. And he says nothing.
They're gonna cut him. He actually does it. Yo, the votes are correct. Yada yada yada. Okay, awkward. I will say there are not that many awkward breaks so far in this rehearsal. You've seen much longer delays in setting up stages and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
The little things that you've noticed today, this is one of the more smooth first rehearsals I have seen. Is that fair to say, Connor?
It is. I would say a large part of it is because of SVT and just, you know, they know how to put on a show.
Yeah.
So there's been less technical issues, which I think is what has been the problem in previous years, is that there have been issues with cameras or the teleprompter breaking or things
the
are not
teleprompter
set
breaking
right.
to be fair in the beginning, but that's the only thing.
Yeah, or the screen within a screen isn't working. Like it's all tech stuff and not so much people stuff.
Okay, who is going to be the first fake qualifier, y'all? Say it in the chat. Who do you want to fake qualify first? The graphics are very similar to what we've seen. The flags are underneath the host.
Portugal!
And qualify for the grand final. So Portugal is first?
I don't really love this graphic, I will say.
You're like 10 seconds ahead of me. So yeah, they zoom in, of course. And oh, yeah. Oh, what they do now is they zoom in on the winner. They're celebrating, but you see a little clip of the performance on the right as well, which puts less, but it's super fast too.
The second fake qualifier will be Australia.
Whoa. Yeah, I think what I don't like about it is because it's less.
There's so much
visual.
space.
Yeah, it's only a half a screen where you can see them celebrate.
Yeah, and so it's back to that comment I made about the graphics, that the font is like for the country is so big, but then there's like all this empty space, and then it says qualified for the final at the very bottom, and I'm like,
Ukraine is the third qualifier, faking it. Yeah, we just don't get to see the big screen where we can see all celebrating, and it's
because it used to be the flip. It used to be the performance, and then the artists were at the small little box, and they've flipped it now.
The fourth fake qualifier is.
Oh, there's no stand-in for Slovenia.
Lithuania is the fourth fake qualifier.
Congrats, Lithuania.
They also do already during the third, and they're already zooming through the green room during each announcement, because usually the past is like the last three. No, they're doing that almost the entire time.
I'm wondering if there actually will be someone who sits in for Slovenia, because it's just empty right now.
Happened before. The fifth fake qualifier is Poland.
Poland
fake qualifies.
I'm the one who built a tower to the final.
Portugal, Australia, Ukraine, Lithuania, Poland. So far, believable. Potentially.
Possibly.
Potentially. Azerbaijan is number 6 going through. I'm not saying Azerbaijan is not going through anything, but having all Australia, Azerbaijan, Poland going through, I don't think that's going to happen. But I think they're all possible qualifiers, just not all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
You know.
So Cyprus, Serbia, Ireland, Croatia, Iceland, Slovenia, Finland, Moldova, and Luxembourg are left.
We got 4 slots. Cyprus is through in the fake world.
I was really nervous for them.
I know.
I really do like these volunteer shirts. I would really love one of these.
I'm disappointed with the volunteers, because they're not fake excited like some of the ones I did in the past. You know, they're all like pretend to be happy, and it was so much fun. I would be the best volunteer for this.
Serbia
is through.
Hooray. Now see, she's excited. She's real happy to be there.
Yeah, she's good.
She's like, more of her, whoever she is.
Give her a raise. She's a volunteer, so she's not getting paid. That's why I give her a euro. So 2 left. Ireland, Croatia, Iceland, Slovenia, Finland, Moldova, and Luxembourg still waiting.
Slovenia! My God, they are so excited.
So Ireland, Croatia waiting still. Luxembourg in this fake world.
Oh, there we go. They do have a stand-in.
Oh, he's
like,
excited.
They're so excited they didn't show.
They just hurt me. Now the volunteers are getting excited. Job well done.
And now he's just moved over to Ireland.
Okay. last country. Ireland, Croatia, Iceland, Finland,
Oh my
Moldova,
god! And one
Luxembourg.
of the
Still
stand-ins is
waiting.
like literally like.
Okay, I'll take it back. Now that this guy also, some people are now finally getting excited in the fake world. That's how you do it. I know it's a Monday.
Finland. Very anticlimactic reveal, but
Oh, I know, because the flag showed up before they said it.
yeah.
Oh, that was a timing issue. But Finland is the last one. So both Ireland and Croatia not qualifying. Luxembourg's not in. Oh, that's a shocker. Obviously, it's fake.
Interesting.
So,
I mean, it is a possible reality that could happen, but
I mean, that would be interesting, huh?
this would be an interesting list of countries to move forward.
I just want the 5 countries that are currently non-qualified in the betting odds all to qualify, just to really raise havoc everywhere.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? So now we get a recap of the 10 qualifiers as usual, and then it says qualified for the grand final, starting with Portugal, and then Australia, and so on. We told you these are just fake results. So overall, Connor, was pretty smooth. Anything that stood out to you that you really want to highlight that stands out or is unique, or is it just like kind of what you expected?
It's kind of what I expected. I think, as I said at the top of the show here, this is not the semifinal that like I'm deeply interested in, because I think more of the stagings that have really stuck out to me are in semi 2. Not to say that anything against all of these artists and these performances, they're still good. But it's not the one that's like got all of my attention at the moment. For what they have brought, everything looks really good, and I don't think that there is a act that very distinctly looks worse than everyone else. There are just acts that are better at executing their vision than others.
Yes.
In particular, I would mention, I think Iceland is probably the biggest victim here. They had a vision, and it's really not coming together in a way that's elevating the song and performance, as 2010 did for her, where the song did sound very similar. It was still in a demo. They brought it to Eurovision, and it became like a party anthem. It's not going to happen this time, I don't think. And I think that's really it. I think that's the only kind of one that stands out to me in this semifinal, being probably the worst off. Everyone else stands a pretty fair fighting shot against everyone else.
Can I say one thing real quick? At the very end, I'm not sure if you noticed, they had like all these stand-ins wave. Like these are the qualifiers, I think. So they're gonna zoom past them all. So whoever qualifies, they get to stand on the green room and wave into the camera, like in a row. So they're gonna do that at the end as well, apparently. So,
so they're not going to come to the stage this time around.
Oh, you see them in the back as well. They're all standing like right there behind the 2 hosts. Like they're up there on the big screen, and they're all facing the audience, waving that they're qualified. But then you see all the non-qualifiers sitting in the back crying. There's going to be a focus on them as well, right? Because you see everyone in the green room now.
Well, and they may not. They may leave stage or leave the green room.
I mean, they're not going to leave right away. And you're out. Okay, let's get off. There's usually like that hugging, like, I'm so sorry, you did amazing, better luck next time kind of thing.
Yeah, but like the nice thing is that it's arena shots. So like you'll see them and they'll be there, but they're not zooming in on the green room or anything like that. So like if someone is having a moment, like they will have privacy. And what'll probably end up happening is that they'll probably just turn around. That's what I would do if I was in this situation, is I would just turn around so that I can still have that moment with my team and, you know, be sad about the experience, but I'm not on camera.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm also overthinking it probably, you know, but it's just one thing that stood out to me because I do not enjoy people being upset, you know, when they get bad points. I find it bad enough if they show like James Newman getting 0 points twice, you know, that was.
And I will mention that there is one clip or one shot that we did just see that is in the green room, but it is a shot from behind the qualifiers.
Yes.
So it is from the corner of the box and it's looking out into the arena. So again, even still, should someone not qualify, they are not going to be on camera up close. So I guess it's kind of a happy medium of being able to have that privacy and then have like a congrats on qualifying moment, like, because
Mhm.
kind of what they were looking at, I guess, for last year. Um, but again, I would not be surprised if they kind of reshuffle the green room a little bit during that like closing bit so that all of those non-qualifiers have a spot up top that they can do their thing and they can be with their teams
Yeah.
and be
I mean,
out
you
of
know you're
camera
gonna be on
frame.
camera on Eurovision, right? So they're
Yeah.
gonna have to have the Oscar clap ready. You know, like when you don't win the Oscar kind of thing. You know, it's
Also,
kind of
we
like,
do still have a feed, by the way. We
oh,
are
I
now
turned
in
off.
the green room. Well, okay, so we're still in the green room and they're doing a wave of all the
You're still
qualifiers.
rehearsing the wave.
Well, they're doing a pan down the line of all the qualifiers.
There is a chance, by the way, that the artists will be in the dress rehearsal tonight because they have to rehearse it at least once with them. So it's a good chance that they will be doing that tonight, with the acts being there the entire time. So you want to be there for that because that's always fun. And as a reminder, we will be live around 8:45 tonight to start the live stream. Any final questions, real quick, in the chat at ESCunited if you want to clarify anything. But does Ukraine give you winner vibes? Too early to say from me personally, only because I have to see in the second semi. But what do you think, Connor?
I would say that it does give me potential top 3 of the semifinal right now. Or I should say I would be shocked in the event that they are in the top 3. Whether or not they're going to win the actual like overall show, there's a lot of factors to get through that also include who comes out of semi 2 because I think that changes my decision, but they are definitely of the standouts of today's
Yeah.
rehearsal.
Is there anyone who didn't impress you? Somebody's asking. And that's like of course, putting a negative spin on it a little bit. I wouldn't, not impressed, but I would more say that I'm waiting for more for the next rehearsal. Because keep in mind, this is the very first rehearsal. People may still have low energy. I need a little bit more vocal consistency from Poland. That is one I will point out. I'm trying to think who else was a little bit like there. I could see a little bit more.
I would say Luxembourg for me
Yeah,
and
fair.
Australia. Um, Both of those just maybe lacked performance energy. And I much like what you said, I'll be looking at that later this evening for the second dress rehearsal and then tomorrow morning as well. And it may just be a matter of it's rehearsals and the stages or the arena is empty and they're just saving that energy for when it matters.
Yeah. Is Petra still being Petra? Do you feel that way? To me, of course, it felt the jokes were fine. They were appropriate. They were not like over the top because Petra had like these hilarious moments that it was more cute this time around. Like, baby lasagna, here you go. But I thought it was effective. What do you think?
I mean, she definitely is a little low energy this time around, and I
Yeah.
think a large part of that is because she's once again hosting with someone else. So you have to kind of play and volley off of their energy, but she's also volleying off of someone who is newer. Like I don't know all of Malin's,
Shtick.
web or not WebMD, her
MD.
IMDb, her IMDb resume, but is newer to the Eurovision bubble, unlike
Yeah.
Mons was, who had been through that whole experience the year prior. So she's playing off of her really well.
She's
It's
not
just not.
overshadowing her. That's the nice thing. It's not like it's Petra
Yes.
and she's here too, but it's Petra,
Yeah, but
It's not Beyonce moment.
it's not as zany as we've seen her in the past. She is much more reserved. She has her moments. She can throw out a couple one-liners and stuff like that. But I think it's in the final that we're really going to kind of see her be way more uh classic, what we've expected or what we've seen in the past from Petra. Because she has so much more things, so much more time to fill, that she can really just go crazy.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. It was a little bit more of a muted Petra than what we usually see, but again, Connor pointed out the reasons why, or like at least it's one of the theories of maybe potentially why. And I think the big stuff also happens in the grand final. One thing that Sweden wants to do is have a short, impactful, quick show. Because remember, they wanted to cut the show by an hour, and then they realized, oh, we cannot do that. But what they want to do is make it as effective as possible. So they want to have these long ass joke filled moments. They did a lot, but I mean, I knew they're going to bring back a lot of nostalgia. I didn't expect to go leaning so much into it with all, you know, the interval act, everyone being returnees, the opening act, all these clips from all these performances throughout the year. I think that was just very well done. And that, I think they don't want to have the focus on the hosts. They really want to have the focus on Eurovision. And I can certainly appreciate that for sure. But just as a final question here, what do you think about the host and the show overall? You think that was good?
Yeah, overall, I think it's a really good show. There hasn't been anything that I've noticed where I'm like, oh, I don't like that, or I wish that they wouldn't. It's a very cookie cutter, what you would expect for a Eurovision production. I had mentioned, you know, this stage and I are not necessarily like agreeing with each other, because it makes a lot of acts really feel stagnant and really zapped of energy because they can't figure out how to use it, or they haven't figured it out. So I kind of wish that they had a version of the stage that maybe was a little bit longer or wider, one of the two, so that there was a way more of an opportunity to have more interplay, because all of them are really starting to look the same. They're just walking up and down these cube boxes. Other than that, though, again, a lot of the acts have figured out how to do it, have figured out how to work with it. It is just hindering a couple of acts who really haven't found the way to do it. And that's Eurovision. If you can't figure out how to play with the pieces on the board, it's not going to come together the night of. But that's the only thing. If I don't like the stage, I don't like the stage. They've produced the show really well. It's very slick. It's really good. Very minimal issues. So far, the only disappointment I have of Eurovision 24 is the turquoise carpet yesterday.
I know. That's not. I'm still not. So I think, Connor, especially the first thing that you said when you say cookie cutter kind of thing, that's exactly what it is. It's not an insult. It's actually more like a compliment in many ways. It's like when you think of a semifinal, it's effective. It's to the point. There's not a whole lot of shenanigans going on. The jokes are cute and appropriate. They're just not like outrageous, you know, let's grab a towel, let's come together kind of thing.
Well, she did make that joke about sex, so most
that's
of them are appropriate.
Yes, there are some, but it's still very timid to what, you know, some of the other things we've seen, and that is okay. And things could still change. They may bring in other jokes, you know, and all that stuff. They're still testing things out, but that is basically what we have seen. So we will be back tonight around 8:45, some of us, and to take you through the second rehearsal. And then people will give really 100% this time around, and we get a better idea, since we've seen it once, to focus on other aspects of it, the visuals or the vocals and the flow of the show overall. So make sure to the link is already up. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you know when we're online. And then we'll have another chat. And then we'll have also more time to answer questions and talk to you. Just today, the first run through is always like, here, there, everywhere. So, and then of course the stream situation is also a little bit, you know, getting used to it and all of that stuff. So we learn as well as we go here. So thank you, Connor, for joining me today. I know we're both had to get up extra early for this, but that's why we do it. And we love Eurovision. And we'll be back in a few hours. We need to eat first, and then I'll see you on the other end. Okay. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and see you in a bit.
Bye, everyone.